and welcome to Escape from Carceri. Thank you for joining us for another evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Niall, I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your dungeon master tonight. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those of you who are new to Dungeons and Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 5 players that we have today all have their unique character sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest, darkest secrets, and what dice to roll for shit. So they will most likely be rolling 20-sided dice to see. These are these ones, very pretty. And that's to see if they succeed at what the shit they're trying to do. 20 is good shit, 1 is bad shit. So that's something to remember when playing D&D. Whilst they play their characters, everything else in this said fantasy universe is played by me, people, the monsters, the weathers, the towns, you name it. Between me describing the world and the story and the players describing what they want to do and some dice rolls to keep things unpredictable for all of us, we tell our story together. Now, I'd like to just kick around to the players, say your pronouns, maybe something about your character that we haven't heard yet, like a little interesting tidbit. So starting with G, kicking us off.
Hello, I'm G. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Lorcan Obrima Lightswallow, who is a wolf that used to be a halfling, and has a companion who is a halfling that used to be a wolf, because they swapped bodies. And thing that I haven't mentioned yet, Lorcan's sister calls him lols, as in Lorcan Obrima Lightswallow, and he fucking hates it.
So good. Is that off the top of your head?
No.
I was going to say, that's fucking quick. Tom, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, I'm Tom, he, him, and I'm playing Ilex, he, him, who is a problem solver, which is basically a detective. And when he was operating as Holly Green, that was his detective name, he once tried to arrest a god for murder because they smited someone, and he walked into the church and went, "I would like to speak to the god," and they were just like, "No." And he still was like, "Well, no one's above the law," and they were like, "This, just leave." As the clouds started gathering, they're like, "Go, just go."
Feel like that. That's a real sense of Alex.
Yes.
This is moral compass right there. Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. I use she, her, they, them. I will be playing Agnes with a U, Shoulder Dash, who uses she, her pronouns. And she is a dwarven cleric of Kalemvor. Something that people probably don't know about Agnes is that she was once arrested for accidentally relieving herself in a public well. I'll just leave that there.
I want to know what part was the accident.
I like to think that someone told her that that's what everybody did in the town, and she just believed them.
Okay. She wasn't just sitting on the edge of a well and accidentally peed.
Oh, I appear to be urinating. Oops, happened again.
Again.
I mean,
Get on top of this well.
Come on.
happening to me right now. No, it's not.
That would
Red.
require a postcard.
Hi, I'm Red. I'm playing Voight, who uses they pronouns. Voight is an Eldarin from the future, but it's not a pretty future, who's traveling backwards through time to stop it all. Things we don't know about Voight knows how everybody here dies, including you, Niall, and hasn't talked about it. And secretly, Voight has a unicorn in their ancestry, and what they're really hoping to do is get back to their own time and become full unicorn and just skip through the fields forever. That's all that they secretly want. Let's hope.
But I'm in the Feywild, right? Because that's the only way they know how I die. So I make it. I make it that long.
I can't go into it, like rules.
No, that's fair. That's fair. All right, I'll have to question about that on my own time. Hannah.
Yo, that's the thing you say to do, yo, right? I'm Hannah. My pronouns and my character's pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Varia, who is a Loxodon barbarian who's having a absolutely great time with the promise of 100,000 gold pieces in her future. Woof. No more sleeping in places with holes in roofs. I think that's the really exciting bit. Somehow drew the short straw and got the shit room and don't understand, but whatever. And something to know about Varia is that her full name is Varvara, which kind of, if you squint, sounds like Barbara or Baba.
If you squint your ears.
You squint your ears. You can do it. I believe in you.
Am I doing it?
As a Loctagon, you can like squint your ears down. It's very
Absolutely. You know,
Fucking beautiful.
but a lot less colonialism.
Oh shit. Alright, on that note, before we kick off, the stream will run for about 3 hours, and there'll be roughly about a 5 to 10 minute break somewhere in the middle. We're delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy to use design tool lets you build their perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. Hero Forge is constantly expanding the catalog of customization options, so there's always something new to check out at heroforge.com. We're also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. Get your tabletop organized with character folios and dice bags. Ultra Pro is the leading manufacturer and supplier of sports and gaming collectibles accessories, as well as other gaming accessories. So join us in Twitch chat today to win a gift voucher. Just say something and you'll be entered into a random draw. These can be given all over the world, and head to ultrapro.com. We're also sponsored by the wonderful Elderwood Academy, who are premium purveyors of bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chess dice boxes, spellbook deck box rolling trays, disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scrolling codex dice towers and rolling tray pairings. So find out more at elderwoodacademy.com. We're also supported by D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D, and you can see everyone's character sheets on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screen, whichever that one is. We're also supported by Level Up Dice. There's a link in our chat for Table Shakers range. We're also supported by lovely video games for D&D, Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. You can see some of the codes at the bottom of the screen. You can type ! Idle Champions and ! Warriors of Waterdeep into Twitch chat for download links, and for Idle Champions there's a code you can directly enter into the game, or type ! Code into Twitch chat for a gold chest. Whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep, it's ! Wow gems into Twitch chat for a link which you'll need to use on the mobile device where you have the game downloaded for free gems. We are Rolled Together RPG on all socials. There will be links in chat, so do like, follow, subscribe, all the lovely stuff. And a massive thank you goes out to our D20 Patreon club. You can find the link in chat. Help us make our shows from just one of your finest currencies and unlock more tiers by joining. Our shows are also available as podcasts, so just search Rolled Together RPG on your favorite podcasting app. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and DMs and characters in our games. The DM and players may patrol characters that are of a different gender to their own, so watch out for that. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please just let us know if you think one's been missed. Alright, so let's kick this off in episode 2 of Escape bloody hell, Niall.
Start again.
This bit. No, I'm not starting again. We're going to keep going. Keep going. All right, I'm going to pretend like nothing happened. Now, let's get on with the fucking hell. Episode 2, Escape from Carceri. Here we go, guys.
Professionals.
So, we pick up with our heroes in the palace underground the island of Catalan. They've just been shown around multiple rooms with multiple options for them to select magical items to take on their quest to the realm of Carceri, where prisoners and betrayers are kept to hunt for a mysterious Odin. You now kind of have some time. You've been left to, the whole palace is made available to you now. So you've got people cooking for you. You can go to the kitchens if you want. There are servants walking around, Jacopo being the main one who will look after you. But now kind of collectively, you guys kind of decide, you get to decide like how many days you kind of spend prepping for your journey. So if you have any questions or any things that you guys want to prep, and also it'd be great to know which magic items that you'd like to pick. And so how many days do you reckon you'd spend researching Carceri or anything like that?
Years. Just really want to get under the skin of it.
So 2 years later, we find...
We complete our masters.
Agnes has died of old age.
Is it that many years? Or she was just on her way out?
I don't think Varia would spend any longer than the others would want to, in the sense that, like, reading, not her strong suit. Hitting things, much more her speed. So I think for Varia, it's a lot of, like, being in the kitchens, just being kind of big and in the way, and eating until everybody else is done. But also, having looked at what's on offer, and there's an awful lot of delicious goodies, the thing that I think Varia will realize is, like, this is delicious, vis-a-vis me not dying, would be, like, there's these amazing, in one of the rooms, and I'm not sure which room do you want to describe, where the...
So you're looking for the Iron Stone of Protection, aren't you?
I am.
So that room was, if I look at my very, very tiny notes,
Love that.
was in the Sword Coast royalty decorated bedroom. So you could choose to stay in that bedroom as well. Like, presumably other people might want to stay more than a day, so you would have your own bedrooms, and these are the ones on offer, so you could sleep next to your iron stuff.
Well, I think Varia will, rather than, like, deliberately noting that there's these iron stones in the bedroom, be like, I have been sleeping in the room with no roof, so this is I get the nice room, okay?
Okay.
Not a question. I'm telling you.
Nobody's arguing with you, Maya.
You can do that. That's fine.
I think that's fair, really.
Okay, sorry. And, like, lying back on a bed that doesn't break, on sheets that feel soft against her rough skin, she'll look up at the canopy, look to the right, gold everywhere, look to the left. Hang on. What's that pink rotating set of stones? And on closer inspection realizes it's those stones of Ion, which is that Ion?
Ion, yeah,
Ion.
Ion's the god of knowledge. Well, make a history check.
I would love to.
You've been told what they do.
That's a nat 1, mate.
Well, Red might know, but Varia knows fuck all.
That's it.
He remembers that they'll make us safer.
Yeah. It's pretty. I like it. Why not? She's not going to wear armor because she's a barbarian. It's unarmored. It would be like a betrayal of everything she is to put on something as puny as armor, or put on boots. Ew, gross. Like, and so finding something that suits, and she reaches out, takes it, puts it on, and has this sort of Jupiter-like orbit around her giant head.
One thing, roll a d3, I think. Oh, roll a
How
d.
do I roll a d3?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a d3.
How do I roll a 3-sided dice?
Yeah, we
Great
don't have.
difficulty.
Right.
You know what? Let's just play with
Roll the triangle.
Roll a d4.
I'm happy to roll a triangle. Well, rip, because that was a 4.
So it floats 3 feet around you, perfectly.
Wow.
It's always a perfect 3 foot as it goes around.
That's quite far. That's like gonna ping on doorways. Ding.
Oh, it'll move. It'll
Love it.
adjust to the nature. It's a pretty fucking hard thing for someone to take off you. Like if somebody tried to take it off you, it'd be very hard for them.
I duck and weave with it through doorways. I pretend to do some like hitting it.
Some shadow boxing.
Yeah, shadow boxing. Varia loves it. She's got two gold earrings on one ear, another gold earring on another ear, and now she's got this pink floaty thing she doesn't even need to get a piercing for. This owns bones.
Owns bones. I like that.
Okay, so Voight, do you think how long, or are you going to be kind of like Varia, where you're just sort of taking in the decadence of the food and there'll be like shisha and all those kind of things around, so you could spend your days smoking and listening to music if you wanted to.
Thanks. Feel typecast there. I feel rather
No, I was
seen.
just saying, like, this is for anyone. Like, that's kind of like
Varia's immediately down to do shisha if anybody wants to hang out and just chill. That would be lovely.
Right.
It weirdly gets extracted even though there's no real windows, which is also interesting.
I think Voight would be quite keen, as it sounds like quite a high-risk operation that we've signed ourselves over for here. So Voight would be quite keen, I think, to prepare themselves for what is up front. They're not exactly the most studious, tending to rely more on a sense of you will be brought to the important moments and then have to resolve them kind of attitude. So they're probably downstairs having done a bit of research. They'll probably hang out with Ilex, who I'm guessing might also do some research, but don't let me put words in your mouth. No, sort of stand over the shoulder, realize that they're not contributing at all, and then go, oh, maybe we could usefully smoke some shisha. Like for ideas, right? That would be
Fucking high.
I do my best work high.
I think he's saying that Alex is sort of like staring at you with his crazy eyes and then goes back to the books. You're like, cool.
like doing tricks on the books.
Yeah. And unless there's anyone else wants it, I think Varia, wrong person. Voight will have been eyeing the golden shotgun.
I'm very, very touched. I'm glad other people want to play her.
Yeah, she's very likable.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think we'd mostly be interested in the shotgun because it shouldn't be here, right? So the one that Voight has is unusual because it's not from this time period, and they've picked it up somewhere on their travels, God knows where, because it's useful and they are shit in combat, so it's quite useful. So the fact that there is another one here and that it's ostentatiously been painted gold or is made of gold, I don't know, I haven't examined yet.
It's fucking
I don't think, obviously, Voight's iPhone is dead, so they won't be able to use it like a tricorder, as I'm kind of imagining, but otherwise they'd be going like trying to figure out where this is from.
I feel like make an intelligence check at advantage, seeing as like you are from the future. These are commonplace weapons that you would be quite adept with.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know what proficiency for gun handling is. So.
13 with advantage. Not great.
Yeah, as you're looking at it, it's a double barrel shotgun with 2 triggers, so you do have to pull one at a time to fire them.
Old school. And
they, rather than next to each other, they're on top of each other. So it's sort of more, it's almost more slim, more accurate, which gives you the feeling that maybe it's a +1 shotgun. But so yeah, it's got a bit more accuracy to it.
Is there any evidence of where it's from? Like who made it?
That's the curious thing. In history, like you say, this is more of a recent thing. But from looking at it, it's got a weird kind of tiefling vibe. Like, it's Damascus gold metal, in the sense that the metal itself is almost inlaid with patterns that you recognize as infernal kind of doodles. Almost like the artist that's made this was of some kind of infernal descent. You notice that each of the shells, as well, from the case, also have a similar signature of this kind of swirly gold Damascus drawing, but each one represents a different thing. So on 2 of the casings, you have fire in this almost infernal themed art. On another 2 casings, you have ice blocks. Another 2 casing is very clear lightning bolts. You have a death symbol on another 2 casings, but they have a green tinge to them, so you figure that maybe they might be a bit poisonous.
Okay.
And then there's just a cross on 2 of them. And they feel a little heavier than the other casings, and each casing has a little slit in, so you can almost see what's inside. And when you're looking at it, it's a bit viscous, and as you turn it, it really oozes down as gravity pulls it. And
It's not?
when you it's not, yeah. It's tiefling
That's
boogers. But as you're inspecting it, Vilfor comes in. The grung from the master.
I remember, guys. I remember.
Well, he talks like that in your head, but he doesn't use his voice very normally. But he walks in and says, I see you're looking at the old shotgun.
Gosh, yes. It's a little bit peculiar that it should exist, I think is my first observation.
Really? Why?
Well, just temporally speaking, it's a little bit out of sync. How did you come by such an object?
Well, it's not mine, but the Count of Catalan has traveled all over the world, and whilst I know that this kind of weapon is not really, well, common in the Sword Coast, across the borders, well, it's a little better.
Where is across the borders? Do I know that?
Yeah, because you're from the Feywild, the world's a lot different anyway. And you're also from an apocalyptic Feywild where you probably don't travel that much due to fear of death.
Lack of
What you
holidays.
do know is that you were sent to the Sword Coast, and as far as you know, this is kind of everybody talks about the Sword Coast like it's the world. Actually, roll a history check.
15.
Yeah. Whilst everyone talks about the Sword Coast as if it's the only, like, it's the world, like somebody says the edge of the world is the edge of the Sword Coast, you know that people have gone further. Like, you don't know the names of places, but you know that there are people who live outside the Sword Coast, and maybe even further than that.
Do you know who the artisan crafter was?
Oh, balls. It is.
Their name, their parents' name, their family's name, and their address, if you would.
Okay, they live at One Fuck Yourself, and
He also says balls in world. Oh, balls.
their name is J Smokeshift,
Ooh.
who was a famous tiefling gunsmith over in the Isles of Kantana.
Gosh, I had no idea. I will, if I survive our current endeavor, I will be sure to take it up. Do they make many of such a nature? Is this?
I haven't personally had any meeting with them, but the Count of Catalan talks with them greatly. Says they're an excellent shot and has taught them how to shoot.
Gosh, well, if I don't die, then I will be sure to look them up.
Excellent. One quick thing, the reason I'm here is because, well, part of the contract is that we help you. I was wondering if before, well, you go, I could have a look at your communicator so that when you arrive back, I can have something fixed up for you.
Oh gosh, yes, that would be amazing. What I need is a charger of some kind. They will gladly hand over the communicator.
Excellent. So, Vilfor takes it from you, and you can just hear, it's almost like they're not talking to you, but the thoughts in their head are so excited that it's almost like breaching the mind space, and you can just hear like, "Oh, fascinating! Oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? Oh, it's got plagues!" Like this mental arithmetic going on, like E squared because, and they're coming up with something, and they just look at you with like one beady eye and just says, "I'll have something for you," and then they like toddle off.
Gosh, what a weird little creature. Last of his kind, basically. Tragic. I will take the shotgun then, and I will head down where the smoking has taken place and sit down next to Varya and be like, "What you smoking?"
I have no idea, but it's very nice.
May I join you?
Please. This is about good company and waiting for other people to get a shift on.
Excellent. Agnes.
Hello, dear. So Agnes, her priority will be the safety and welfare of the group, especially if we're going anywhere. So she'll spend a lot of time ensuring that we have things like health potions or methods of healing other than relying solely on spells. So she'll be nagging Jacopo for potions if she can. But
Jacopo, would bring you some. He brings you a crate. It's like an ornate crate as well. Everything in this place is ostentatious. So it's like a little handheld crate that you can fit in a bag and pops it down in front of you, opens it up, and it's these like golden trimmed glass vials with red juice in them, and he tells you that they are not they're health potions. Let me just find the exact type for you. But yeah, you get health potions.
And how you'll have to forgive me, my dear. My numeracy isn't quite up to scratch. How many of these potions are there in that crate? I can't see for my cataract.
Oh, there's only 5, due to the fact that they are actually quite hard to get hold of.
Great. That's wonderful, dear. And I do enjoy the trim. Very snazzy.
They're just regular potions of healing. Sorry.
In addition,
they'll do 2d4 plus 2.
Agnes would eventually hand everybody one of these potions each.
Okay.
In addition, I think she'd be keen on finding out more, if possible, about where we're going. She knows that someone will be there that we have to go and get. Are there any guards specific to this area that we'll be visiting? Are there any types of creature that are commonplace there? She'd maybe try and prep herself for what she may have to face.
Okay, well I feel
So we'll
like
hit the
that.
books.
Yeah, that might roll in with Ilex. And is Lorcan kind of hitting the books?
Larkin doesn't do planning. No, he's very much run in, wing it, see what happens.
Hence the wolf form. Awesome. So Ilex and Agnes seem to be hitting the books. So together, what do you guys kind of look for?
I think that's the sort of thing. Like, is there like a librarian around, or?
There isn't a librarian, but there's a fuck-off library. It's like a 3-tier library that the Villefort led you to, and that's got information for days. So.
I'm happy to sort of like split the work. If you want to sort of look at one particular area, I'll go. Like, I think Ilix would be like, right, Odin. I see, and also sort of remembering the other people who were in the hall and going, anyone else who kind of resembles, or that kind of, are there myths? Are there,
Roll a history check. Roll a religion check, Agnes. When Ilex is kind of retelling you the story of in the hall.
15.
You recognize the handless god as Tyr. That's quite a common god in the Sword Coast that some people still worship. It's not as common as the big ones like Kalemvor and Sarenrae and other big gods like Lythander as well. But it's still a god that you will have heard of. It's a war god.
Well, I believe that's Tyr, the god of war. Little god, not a big god. Very little. Very small. Not like Kalemvor.
Again, sort of like no expression where it's like, yeah, if you say so.
I do.
You think they died at some point as well, maybe? And then they came back to life?
And would Agnes be able to find out any information about what to expect when the group gets there? Will they have to fight anything? Does anything tend to reside there that stops people getting out? Being a prison, she'd expect. Maybe.
Yeah, so you find a book from Mordecai talking about like interdimensional travel, and you find a sort of small snippet on Carceri. You learn that there's multiple layers, and each one is drastically different and seems to hold different kind of creatures and prisoners. you understand that the basics for Carceri was essentially all the gods came together after a great war and went, all of the prisoners of war and all the people that turncoated just got shoved into this place and left there for eternal punishment. It was almost like it was worse than sending them to the Nine Hells, because in the Nine Hells they would be used as actually like soldiers against the demons of the abyss, whereas here they were just left with each other to sit and mull about their sins. And these are the kind of people who you despise, because Kalemvor judges those who do not have a deity. Essentially those who didn't believe in their god and betrayed their god's trust went to Carceri. So this is the perfect place for them, maybe. I'm just feeding you that. Because Kalemvor is all about, do you believe in a god? Okay, I'm going to send you to there. Do you believe in a god? No, well, you fuck off over there. And I think...
So it's a place to keep the faithless.
The betrayers.
The faithless betrayers, if you will, Alex.
Great name for the man.
Again, Ilex is sort of looking slightly uncomfortable because I don't know how much he trusts gods. He's like, yeah, that's bad, not believing in gods, real. Notes. Just... I'm very hard working. He's just narrating what he's doing now.
You're doing very well, dear. And Agnes, just in relation to the item that Agnes will pick, she will have her eye upon the boots of speed, although she'll be quite keen on modifying them slightly if she can, to resemble the open-toed sandal. But it's not important if that doesn't happen, but she's very keen on that. She enjoys a breeze on the old toes.
Well, you find that because these are in the Orcish, this is in the Orcish royalty kind of room where everything is lavishly decked out in Orcish designs. You find quite happily, as you sort of comfy into these boots, that the flaps on the toes and the heels seem to be removable, almost as if for comfort for longer toes or toenails that were sort of meant to be like a sign of beauty. And to get a bit of air to those feet, because they would spend a lot of time walking.
Well, in that case, I shall lift up the flaps where appropriate and get some air to the old toes.
Yeah, you can just take them off. They are completely removable.
It's done in a blink of an eye.
Nice. Probably the thing that catches your eye most is the blue thread that sort of ties the furs together, and that probably goes well with your blue sandals that you've just removed.
That's amazing. And Agnes will proceed to go downstairs to the others who are smoking away, raise an eyebrow, and then cautiously join in.
You sure you want to smoke after what happened to... You can handle
it. No,
it.
dear, but let's give it a go, shall we? It looks awfully fun. Look at Voigt. They're having a jolly good time. They've barely taken breath. And I'll sit down.
Awesome. Alex, what are you looking into? You're asking about the different gods, so you've got Tyr.
I think that's the sort of thing, like using Tyr as a starting point, and that sort of idea of like reading around the subject and doing that thing where you're like, I want this book, but I'll also read the book that's to the right of it to see if there's anything. I mean, Ilex is just in the library. I don't even know if he's gone to his room. We're back to him falling asleep at the table, not eating. He's like, mystery, gonna be on top of this. I'm doing my job.
Jacopo probably comes in like whilst you're researching and is like, do you want something to eat? Also, the others have chosen. This is probably like a day in. It's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. You're still up.
Bags.
Yeah, just relentlessly reading. Yeah. And Jacopo comes in and is like, and the others have chosen their items. Would you like to maybe? I can go find it. We've obviously shown you them. I can gather whichever one you prefer.
I don't know which to take. Right.
Well, leave it with us.
Okay.
The Count left some instructions in regards to yourself. So, once you're done, find yourself in the Draconic bedroom. It'll be waiting for you.
Right. Okay.
And then, puts a little plate of biscuits next to you, and then just sort of toddles off and
Just like, looks at Jacopo and is like, I think, like, he's not poisoning me. It makes no sense for him to poison me. And then just, like the Cookie Monster, I think that's the first sugar that I've had in weeks.
more energy to read now.
So, Jacopo, do you have, like, coffee or anything, any sort of stimulant like that?
Jacopo like smiles at you and says, "Be with you in a second," and then toddles off.
Nervous
then
thumbs up.
A minute later is like a big not a kettle, but like a what is it? A pot? A pot? What?
Sort of catheter.
A
Yeah,
coffee urn? An urn?
An urn? Like I think is it a decatheter sounds right. It's that one. The press.
Decanter,
It's a
maybe.
press.
Decanter.
I get a lovely press of coffee.
Catheter is definitely, like, that's a different thing.
I might get one of those as well.
I've never claimed to be an
God.
educated man.
Not a catheter,
No.
Dave. Not a catheter.
A press, yes. A press, yes.
The French
Yes,
press.
oh,
It could be making
French
things.
press? Where you
French press,
squish
yes.
it down
Yes,
and
yes, press.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jacopo brings you a halfling press and puts it down.
The halflings are French.
Maybe.
Halflings like
Yeah,
coffee.
yeah.
That's why they've got so much energy. Yeah, halfling press, and then pours you coffee, leaves you sugar and milk and things like that, and then just says if you need anything else, just ring the bell on the side. And on the side of one of the bookcases is a small golden bell. Ring twice, he says, and then shuffles on out.
And I think while this is happening, we have that moment where Voight's just like, maybe it would be good if we went and got high? Maybe that would be... And then Ilex, not having slept, high on coffee with the crazy eyes, and just turns back and then is like, right, okay, so Tyr lost their hand when they were... And so, like, I don't... where did he get the red string from again? It's back. He's making it on the desk. He's making connections. There's, like, a thing with Odin, one eye, you know...
You're like
some drawing-
Charlie from It's Always
Yes.
Sunny in Philadelphia with a cigarette.
Absolutely.
Just like, yeah. Where is Tia, though? Where is Odin? There is no Odin!
I can solve this. We don't need to go. I will solve this now. And then it was... He's also kind of bummed that he didn't solve the puzzle earlier. He was like, well, that was a mistake. You know, yes, okay, brute force was the solution. And sometimes that does work. Maybe sometimes you just need to break a thing to make it work. And I just...
No, not make
Well-
work. Make stop working. Believe in yourself.
I'm still hearing this and I'm like, nope. You can puzzle your way out of this. Maybe if you just hit it with a hammer. Maybe we just hit Odin with a hammer. Why would I hit him with a hammer? I haven't slept and...
Roll an investigation check.
I swear to God, if this is bad, I'm going to feel so sad.
I feel like because Agnes is helping you as well,
Yes.
so with advantage.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Just look in that book over there, dear.
I love the idea that you're all watching from like a sofa in the library, just watching this man have a mental breakdown whilst you're like,
That looks stressful. Non-natural 20.
bloody good. Bloody
Bloody
Wow.
Bloody brilliant. Bloody.
Again, that's the commentary just stuff. Like, look at it.
Yeah,
Look
they're
at
just
it.
all clapping on the sofa.
And like using Dex to scramble up the bookcase and sort of weirdly backflipping off. You're like, why is he being so acrobatic about this? And then just go,
Excellent.
eyes! Eyes are important. Eyes.
You find out that Tyr was essentially, you find out a lot about Tyr. You find that he was once a main pantheon god that gave up his power to his follower and then died and then came back. So you find out mainly about Tyr, and that's a little frustrating. That's probably part of the initial craziness where you're like, right, there's so much here on Tyr, but I can't fucking for the life of me find anything on Odin. And then in like a little book, like you say, when you're looking at a book, you just go, what's the next one? There's this little tiny sliver that's children's tales. And you pull that out, and it's in a language you don't speak Giant, do you?
No.
Who does speak Giant here?
I do. Well, Lorcan.
Door kicks open. Lorcan, you speak giant, right?
Among other things, yes. Why?
I need you to read me a children's story.
All right.
I sort of holds it to the wolf,
Do you need-
and then sort of looks up and hands it to the... I'm being incredibly rude. Can you read? In this...
Yes, I can read.
I don't want to be assumptive. Assumptive makes an ass of you and me. Please, can you read me a story? I'm very rude. I haven't
All right.
slept in about 2 days.
Fine. You will have to turn the pages then.
So Lorcan reads you a story, and it's of Tyr and his brothers and his father. And essentially, they were all heroes that went on to conquer giants and defeat evil, larger than life creatures. Tyr lost his hand to a giant wolf, and eventually everything came crashing down on Tyr when he lost his entire family to an event that basically ended the world. But Tyr was one of the last people surviving and managed to bring everything out good in the end, and light triumphant. Light was triumphant against the dark. Everything ended. But what you do find out is that Odin is Tyr's father.
No!
Again, camera pans around, everyone's smoking, and I'm just like,
Fucking beautiful.
that's... Thank you. That's... I'm going to go to bed.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
No worries.
I'm
As
holding the
you,
book.
yeah, as you get to your bedroom, there's a little parcel in the Draconian suite on the bed, wrapped up nicely. You do notice that the scale mail armor is gone. The sword is still there, but the armor's gone. But there's a parcel neatly wrapped for you that says Ilex, but in gold handwriting.
I'm like, well, I can't. I'll open this now, and then I'll go to bed.
Excellent. As you open the parcel, you recognize the attire immediately. It was back from your old days, when you were once known as Holly Green, the days that probably you want to forget now. However, instead of being just green coat, like a long duster coat, this is instead marked with little scales. And you can see that a coat has been fashioned to suit your old one, but newer, a bit more trendy, a bit more nicer. You can see that a lot of effort has gone into this. And it's a dragon scale studded leather coat. And that will give you all the benefits that a dragon scale armor would. But the note is addressed to you. As you turn it over, you can see that it's signed by the Count of Catalan. And the Count says, during my time looking for all of you and finding out more about you, I was interested to hear of when you went by as Holly Green. I thought these were wonderful days, and I thought you did a lot of help. And I totally understand being betrayed by someone who you hold close, and the anger that can come with this. However, we should not run away from the past, but instead charge forward to grow into the hero we always were. I hope this finds you well, Holly Green. The Count of Catalan.
I reach into my pocket. I put the ring back on. I haven't slept in 2 days, and just sort of face planted
Excellent.
and just a dark, dreamless sleep.
Lorcan, over sort of the last 2 days, you know what's happened sort of in between. At some point, you're accosted to read a children's book, but in regards to other things, what is it that, Wolfman finds his time doing?
A lot of it, most of it is just kind of keeping Kato kind of busy and occupied and moving around a bit. I don't think I mentioned this last time. He has not only a walking speed, he has a full-on climbing and swimming speed. So, he climbs shit quite a lot. So I think he might be... at some point, I would come to the library, and if Alex needs any books from high up, Kato can go and climb up and get them and stuff. And yeah, just generally hanging about, eating some tasty food.
Nice.
And in terms of items, I think would kind of have a look around, and I think it would actually be, pardon me, I think it would actually be Kato that picks out, there was a scimitar, what was it called? A scimitar of speed, which, like, Kato already has a scimitar.
But this is
one
a
of his
shiny
weapons
one.
anyway. And so he'd spot that this is another scimitar, but better.
It's a better stick, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd do a bit of training with the new weapon, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, excellent. Well, as you're sort of shouting at Kato to sort of teach them how to use the weapon, it's a little bit different from a regular scimitar. As I said, it's dwarven in style, so rather than having a curved blade, it's more straight and poignant, like a dwarven short sword, but still has the benefits of being a scimitar. Villafort comes in, and in your head you hear, Lachlan, just a quick moment for your predicament in regards to the contract. I need to do
Yes.
something a little rather uncomfortable.
Which is?
They pull out a knife, like a scalpel, and they're like, I need to take a tissue sample. I'll try to take a small one, but my understanding of what has happened to you is that, well, I need to experiment a little. And I wouldn't want to do that to the whole of you, just a little bit of you, and I promise it won't hurt as much as I can help. You get a big frog smile.
First, what do you know of the nature of this magic? Currently?
I know about the general gist of what you know, really. That you went into woods, you got attacked by some creatures, and, well, some sort of psychic transference, which is kind of my expertise, has occurred. But from what I can see, the fact that you two don't really develop any more psionic abilities is kind of a bit of a throw-off. I don't really understand the fact that, you know, you've psychically changed minds, but yet not developed any psionic abilities. So this is something.
I obviously spent some time trying to find experts and talking to various people, but yes.
It's the benefit of knowing the Count. He knows everyone. Anyway, come here. He's got like a little, a little thing to catch it in, and just so, would you mind if I just lift up the eye patch with the scalpel, and then the leather gloves are on so they don't poison you. Lifts up the eye patch and sort of looks into, sort of like you say, the purplish mass, and just cuts out a little bit. It stings a little, but it's as soon as it's done, the eye patch is like a bandage is applied, the eye patch is down, the flesh is covered up, and they try to make it as like painless as possible. And they just like, thank you. And they just sort of back out, bowing very awkwardly. I'll be back to you in results soon. And then you see them like pull out a weird phone that you recognize Vort has, and they're like, how does this work? And then they scuttle off into the distance.
I think as well, like, I was thinking about this yesterday, because it's been like 15 years, maybe like after 5 years, Larkin got to the point where he was like, I cannot find anyone that knows what the hell is going on. This might not be reversible. And so is now at a point where he's sort of come to terms with that to an extent. So this potential of, it could be reversed is kind of quite a big thing. And he doesn't really know how to deal with it, I don't think, yet.
It's just like a silent moment as Kato's like swooshing about in the background.
And obviously Kato has no idea of what's going on. So yeah, it's a bit of a looking over and be like, how are you going to feel going back into your wolf body? Like, this, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What do you think? Are we kind of like tied up? Have we done the research we need to do? Or are we kind of anything else, any loose ends that we need to tie up before we tell Villefort that we want to...
have we obtained all the knowledge, like data from you, or like do we have it, although we haven't unpacked it, as it were, or do we have to like hear it from you now? You know what I mean?
Well, it's like, you know, this is
Sure,
what you found over the 2 days. You know, if you
I'm
If
sure
you
there are
get-
so many more questions that
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Hannah would
more like what
ask.
questions. Like, if you can ask
Uh,
more questions for me to answer, maybe I can give you more answers. But
Then
you
there are
know,
more
I've kind
questions.
of gone down the route of Tyr, gone down the route of Carceri.
The
What
only
else
thing
do you want to know, bro?
I have to ask is last time, did we find out how to get out? Or is that still.
Yes. So you were told by Villefort that I'll repeat it for you, just to go through the ludicrousy of it. You'll be entering Carceri from the first layer. You'll then have to work your way through the layers, depending on where Odin's kept. You don't know. You'll just have to travel and find out. Once you've found them, you'll have to then go back up to the top of the first layer, to the highest mountain peak, and jump into the lake of Styx. Then you'll have to get a ferry through the lake, through the Nine Hells, into Hades, where you'll be able to use the eye patch as a signal and an anchor to drag you back to the material plane.
Why is it that we can't leave the way we arrive?
Well, basically, there are many ways into Carceri, very few out.
The sort of funnel, I suppose.
It's a prison planet, isn't it? Be shit if
Understood.
there was many ways off.
Understood. Local flora and fauna. Types, genuses, vulnerabilities. Are they particularly fond of getting burnt to death? Or presumably not, if we're in Carceri.
I mean, you come up against anyone, really. We don't really know the total amount of prisoners there, and he shows you the diagram as well. He says, like, you've got the planet, and then you've got all the planets kind of coming off of it. And he's like, we don't know really whether or not they can travel between planets. The theory is that they can potentially jump from the highest point, either to the Styx or to the other planet. So prisoners may have moved around, but the eye patch will send you to the right Carceri.
Okay. Have you knowledge of any prisoners? Like any specific individuals that might either prove, I don't know, to be in our way, or also allies in case we run into trouble of some kind?
Elix, roll a investigation check.
That is 14.
Oh, wait, Agnes was the one looking up Carceri, weren't you? You were looking up Tyr.
I was looking at Tyr, so
Ah, sorry, it would be Agnes. Roll, but you'd be helping, so roll with advantage, Agnes. Sorry about that. Just made you roll for nothing.
I just discovered it, and I'm like, I've been going down the completely wrong route.
I'm reading the wrong fucking book.
Anubis? I don't need Anubis.
I rolled 2 12s, so that's 13 in total.
Like, as you've been going through, like, there was like random names of betrayer gods, and like as this conversation's happening, you're like, I heard of someone called Lucifer. Can't remember if they were any help. That's the thing that you remember.
Yeah, a lovely fellow, quite sexy, called Lucifer, I believe.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that name. Lucifer.
Works out.
Yeah, you can all roll a history check if you want.
Sexy in what way?
I mean, Red has.
It's sort of posed like this, I think. There's a,
Oh no, it'd be a
It'd be a
religion check. Sorry. So whatever you've rolled, just add your modifier for religion.
What if I'm
19.
trying to roll how sexy?
18.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Would you
what
like
is
some
it?
help from me, my dear?
I just want to know how sexy this person is. Like, are they
Sexy Titan.
actually?
What's the metric for sexiness?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of subjective, isn't it?
Would
Do you like
that be
a
insight?
hench or
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Right.
is a massive trunk important, or is it?
Well, that's a 14.
You like insight and into the name, and you're like, sounds like a sexy name.
I got
what
18
did
for
everybody-
religion.
15,
18.
18, yeah,
19.
19, and Red, you got a natural one.
I
Didn't
got
you?
one. Yeah.
Red, you're like, sounds like a great guy.
Very sexy.
You two are kind of like, well, not the name kind of like sounds familiar, but isn't it kind of said that he's a betrayer god? Like, I feel like that's where I've heard the name before.
Yes, Agnes, I I do remember hearing that Lucifer is particularly attractive, but he's a bit of a dick, from what I've heard.
Which can be
Not
sexy in its own
necessarily-
way.
Yeah.
We could
I wouldn't
just
know
hit
about
it
that.
and quit it, no?
Well, yes, but I just mean in terms of relying on him for help or trusting
good
him is
point.
probably not such a great plan. If you want to sleep with him, I don't really have any objections there.
Could he do something with my hair? Is he good at fashion and? Never mind.
Don't know. I'm afraid.
Wow.
Powerful though. Yeah,
Mm.
that's probably what you remember. Powerful and a betrayer god.
Agnes, I seem to remember you were thinking about this. I may have missed it. Did you find anything out about who or what guards the many prison layers?
We found out about the one-handed god.
Oh yeah.
But then we sort of we looked further in depth, found out about the variety of prisoners, but nothing specific about what sort of menace we may encounter or what fuels them. But
No guards in particular either. It seems like a bit of a free reign.
Hmm.
Like the question would almost be like, why hasn't somebody just escaped? Like,
Why hasn't somebody just escaped?
are you asking me? I don't
am
know.
asking you.
If we have to jump up a mountain, that's probably...
yeah, well, it's a bit ludicrous, isn't it?
Also, there would be more information about the 9 hells, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
we're-
you could find all the information you wanted on the 9 hells.
Is there a map of the 9 hells?
Yeah. If you've done research into that kind of thing, you found like a map of the 9 hells, found all the different layers, and seen the sticks run through them all.
I think I would
We
personally
need a
sort of
boat?
make notes of those, but also because the diagram's been popping up, like make a little sketch of like the planets going. It might be useful to,
Yeah,
but
you
also-
theorize that maybe you'll go through 4 layers rather than all 9.
but also listen to a virus and just like we might need to hire a boat. We need
What
to
if
take.
inflatable raft? Easy to store, you're walking very fast, needing to get through this quickly.
And to look at Jacopo, going, do we have an inflatable raft?
I can get one.
You're a prince. We love you. Do you want to come sit?
It'll probably be about a month.
Oh,
Oh,
God, that's so long.
do you have anything that we could use as a boat that would fit in a box, maybe?
Canoe?
We do have a canoe. And then he like runs off, and in about like 10-15 minutes later, 3 servants, including Jacopo at the bottom, 'cause, come in carrying a 2-man canoe with a horse. It looks Chultian.
I'm not sure that's going to cut it.
It's decorative anyway. He sort of shrugs and then goes, send them back, and the 2
No.
servants are like,
No. Before we do, puts it down, just sits in the canoe. This is nice. Thank you.
When we're done, we'll take you boating.
so, is it fair to say that you guys are ready?
I've given everyone a potion, haven't I?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Yes, thank you.
Quite all right, Dave.
Rations, I suppose. Just
You'll be given 7 days worth of rations by Jacopo. And that's kind of like, you're expected to get your own food after that, really.
Anything else of use in their supply cupboard? Sticks of dynamite, crowbars, ropes, ladders.
Yeah, they get, if you want any extra rope that you might need, you can have that. You can have pitons galore, these kinds of things, torches,
dynamite sticks.
oil. No dynamite, unfortunately.
are we worrying about ammunition? Is that part of it?
Oh, you've got plenty of ammunition for the shotgun.
I've got
Like
a
makes
crossbow.
sense. Oh,
so-
crossbow, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of ammunition. You won't have to worry about it.
Jacopo just like, don't worry about it. Don't even
Right.
think about it.
Then yeah, I
This
can't
is
think of
nice.
anything
We can
else.
take this to go.
Are you
Gesturing
taking
at
the
the
canoe?
shisha setup.
All right. Yeah, Jacopo like shrugs like, yeah, totally.
Nice. Puts it in backpack after extinguishing the light.
Okay, Jacopo leaves for a bit and then comes back with Villefort. And Villefort is like covered in soot, and you can see that their clothes are a little bit staticky. Like the edges are a little bit like they've been shocked with electricity, and they rub their like leathery gloves together and like, so a little birdie tells me you're ready to go. And then he looks at Elex, who clearly has no idea that he's just said something, and goes, I see it.
Hold on.
Okay.
Carry on.
Excellent. So, a little birdie has told me you guys are ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Follow me. And he takes you downstairs into the dungeon. Now, the dungeon has surprisingly been left in like kind of a shit vibe. Like even with this palace being what it is, the dungeons are actually quite dungeony. Like they're not clean, they're quite grim and horrible. And in the back of your head you can hear Villefort being like, it was imperative that the way that we do this ritual, that the dungeons be left in the place where somebody who's to be prisoner should be kept, not nice, which is kind of against everything that the Count likes. But here we are. I've already set up the ritual. And turns to the nearest person and holds out the eye patch. It says, this will guide you on your way. You can just hold it, you don't have to wear it, but wearing it looks pretty cool.
We just bring Odin back, yes?
Yep. I hope you don't die.
Yeah,
Thank
same.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like you all, you're very nice.
Time for a piss before I go, or
This time, yes, go,
This
please.
time.
This time.
Yeah,
Right.
Mario runs off to the toilet. Excellent.
Yeah,
Anybody
I
else
also
need
will
a
run
piss?
to the toilet before we go.
Nervous swinging.
Yeah.
Kato just does it on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Peeing in the corner. No,
I
he's
mean,
in
it's
a
a
way.
dungeon, right?
No.
Yeah, no, it's in a well. It's a private well. Okay.
I'm back. Sorry, yes, I'm ready.
All good. So, yeah, you all arrive back. And Villefort looks at you guys and puts a key into an unlocked door, pushes the door so it locks, turns the key twice, pulls it out, and says something in incantation in his normal voice, which sounds something like and the door starts to shine with blinding red light. And it cascades upon you all, and you can feel heat emanating from behind the door. It's almost like somebody just put a shitload of red lights behind this dungeon, and the door opens up for you to enter. And he looks at you and says, "Good luck." I'm sorry, I mean, good luck.
Finally, some warm fucking weather. Okay, let's go!
Cool.
Varya strides through.
Yep.
Excellent.
Okay, Lorcan and Kato will follow.
All right, and as does Voight.
Yeah, I feel like now it's necessary you all say you enter. Alex.
Ring back on and just. Here we go. Come through.
As you enter last, from behind you, you hear the door, and you hear the lock. And you turn around, and as you're looking at Villefort, who's like waving you goodbye very nicely, the light seems to meld into rock and brick and just seal up. And the red light ahead of you starts to shine a bit brighter into more of a white color. And as you head forward, because there's no other way to go, as the light gets brighter and brighter, you can start to see a figure in the distance. And it's moving towards you, getting closer. And the light slowly emanates so that there's no red anymore. It's just this bright white tunnel. And stood maybe 10 feet away from you is a golden figure, armored, metal, but they don't seem to have joints. Instead of like a neck, there is a ring of pulsing energy. Instead of shoulder plates, or instead of like shoulders, there's just these rings again, similar into the feet And right in the center of them, they've got this big ring, so they're just almost floating parts. And a red sash and robe cover their legs and thighs. And they look at you and they say, "You are not supposed to be here. Please prepare for quantum displacement in 5, 4, 3,
Oh,
2,
my God.
Absolutely not.
and you all just feel, you know, when you drop and your stomach goes whoop, you all feel that, and suddenly the light blinds you and you flash and you're all stood in this pristine white room, and the metal figure ahead of you looks at you, nods, and says, "Please follow me," and moves. And as they move towards a wall, you hear and doors open up. And you look down and you're all stood on individual platforms with glowing lights underneath them that seem to almost play with your feet. And the
With my feet.
Ringing.
robot, for lack of a better word, turns back to you. Just their head swivels and they look at you and they say, "Please follow."
Are we under arrest?
That will be decided by the keeper.
Are you sexy Satan?
Not that I know of. And they like tilt their head almost like winking at you. And then their head switches round and continues walking.
It's sexy Satan. Let's go.
No, they're not sexy enough.
Did you not see the tilt of their head? That was pretty coy.
I was moved.
Yeah, they don't have eyelids. They just have these beady lights that look at you.
Did it wink, though? Did it?
Yeah, why not? One light went off.
Oh.
That bulb needs changing.
Yes, it-
Wait.
Is there-
They lead you through.
Oh.
Sorry, go on.
You just said that we were all standing on individual sort of pillars. I was about to step off it, but I'm asking: is there more floor, or are we just?
Yeah. So it's like a little platform rather than a pillar.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's like a little circular disc, almost like your Hero Forge miniature. But in the middle, yeah.
Oh, my feet are stuck. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like glowing lights that seem to almost play with your
I
like
see,
figure.
I see.
They're like hugging where your feet are, but as you move, because they are like quite a few feet wide, as you move off of them, they do almost like touch your feet and bounce off. And then when you leave, it's just white floor.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll follow.
Yeah.
Excellent. As you go out into this,
Kato, as he goes, has got a bit of a kind of like legs going, and he's quite confused by this weird floor.
yeah, most likely. As you go through the corridor, there's these big open like windows, and as you look out, you notice complete blackness, but just besotted with stars. And that's on the left side. You can see galaxies and wonderful like nebulas. And then on the right side, you just see a chain of red planets going off into the distance that seems like infinity.
Wow.
Looks like we're in the right place.
Yes.
You follow the robot.
Yeah.
Excellent. They take you to a large chamber. There is like multiple like platforms, and you can see like little miniature robots. These are sort of like more square and geometric in position at these tables, pressing buttons, shifting levers, but they don't seem to have much of a personality. They do have like eyes and stuff that follow you as you come in, but they don't stop from like whatever activity they're doing. And like one of them's just pressing buttons, one of them's just pulling a lever, one of them's just like sat there waiting for a job that maybe will come to them eventually. But at the very top of this room is hundreds and hundreds of little square boxes with dancing light pictures, also known as TVs. Security cameras, as it were. And stood in the middle is a figure with these wonderful white long robes with golden trims and like a headdress of like big mechanical structures. And as they turn to face you, they've got a face made completely of metal, but it's that kind of like chrome reflective gold. But you can see that their features are moving and looking at you with like annoyed curiosity. And as you get closer, they're like, "So, you are the fuckers that are trying to break into Carceri, are you?
Well, we got hired to come here.
By who?"
We literally can't tell you.
No. We are no longer in the plane that we were in, so
Oh.
we can. It's just whether we want to.
All right, thank you. Karut, you can leave us to this. Thank you very much. And the sentry that was with you that led you to this place goes, "As you wish, ma'am," and leaves out another door. And again, as they walk towards this wall, it just goes as they do. So, you're telling me that you've been hired by someone from your MP at Material Plane, and they want you to come to Carceri to what exactly?
Well,
No, please.
well, first of all, sorry. What's your name? Who are you?
My name is Giselderut.
Gazelderut.
I'm the keeper of this. Oh, well, it's a bloody hard job, right? Being a warden for an entire realm of fucking prisoners, right? And I've got
A lot of images to keep track of up there.
exactly. I mean, I've got most of my brain power watching these whilst having a conversation with you. You'll forgive me if I'm a little impatient. I am currently watching an infinite amount of prisoners.
That sounds like quite a task.
It is. Thank you for being so understanding. Now, my understanding is that you got the property of prisoner 24602, and they point to the eye patch.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Mandrew
Yes,
boy.
we need to have a conversation with prisoner 24602. No harm, no foul. But we were contracted to come in and just have a word. Perhaps you could direct us to where they're being held, so we can get in and out as quick as possible.
They look back. They kind of lean back and fold their arms. And they're looking at you like, "You're just here to have a word."
Just a word, yes, just a word. Passing messages across the plains.
Did your employer tell you how hard it is to get off of Carceri?
It's
Yes.
a very important
Yes.
message.
So you're gonna deliver a message and then go all the way through the abyss or the nine hells or whichever fucking demon devil hellspawn you gotta get through to get to Hades just to get back to your MP.
Yeah.
Unless you'd be willing to let us back the way we came.
She glares at you, Agnes, and then looks at Lorcan, who seems to be the understanding one, and goes, "The fucking cheek. You want me to help you?"
Well, you don't want us here, do you?
No, well,
And the faster
Yeah, well-
we carry out our job, the faster we'll be out of your hair.
so why have you brought the eye patch? You just returning property?
Navigation, of course.
Roll a roll a deception check for all of this, I guess.
None of this is deception. This is all truth.
No, you're not here to deliver a message.
Yeah, steady.
The message is, come with us if you want to live. It's really simple.
Unfortunately, that was only an 11.
That was enough. Right. Well, I guess, you kind of have been left in the shit here, kind of like me. They sit down on a step. They are very large as well. So when they sit down, they're still the same size as you. Basically, I've been given a bit of a shit job here because people kept escaping from Carceri, and well, understandably, the gods didn't like that. So Primus, my lord and creator, has sent me and Karut here to basically be the guards of infinite prisons. Karut's great. He loves this thing. He's here. This is his sole purpose, is to follow the laws and make sure things go. But I've been told that I have to have a bit more of my personality is a little bit different in my main, CPU. So I'm allowed to have a little bit more of a negotiating kind of thing. So here's the thing. You guys just want to have a word, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Promise?
Of course.
Excellent. What I'll do for you is I'll give you a portal for 24 hours. You give me the eye patch for a bit. We'll scan it, locate prisoner 24602, and we'll get you as close as we can to them. You go deliver the message. You got 24 hours to do it. You come back, and then we'll send you back on your merry way. However, if something happens to you, like you die, or anything like that, I see we've got a cleric here. You might not like this too much, but because I'm doing you a favor, maybe you do me a favor if you fuck it up.
Depends on favor.
Well, it's the only thing that'll let me do this for you. If you don't make it back in 24 hours, you guys agree to help me? I mean, it'd be nice to have somebody about the ship. I mean, these guys are great. And she like points at one of the little robots that's like sort of dying fast, like fixing a TV signal. And then it like walks off and she's like, but they're not very chatty. And well, Karut, and she like looks at the wall where he's gone, he's a bit of a boring so-and-so, a bit of a Lars, a Lars lore, and likes to talk about that kind of shite. It'd be nice to have, other people. We can totally outfit you with immortal bodies and things like that, so you won't have to worry about getting old. And, you can basically help me, be prison guards. It'd be great. We can be prison guard buddies. That's if you fuck it up. I just...
Well, I'll tell you what. If I die, then yes, I will come and join you.
Excellent. Well, I'll keep your immortal soul safe for you then when you're passing from Carceri.
Sounds boring. Do I have to do it forever?
Yes, kinda. But that's only if you fuck it up, I'm rooting for you. I think you can do it. Yeah.
So it's just we have to be back here 24 hours.
24 hours.
Okay.
And I'll drop you off very close. I promise lying is not in my nature. I can't do it.
I'm going to insight check that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, could I insight check
Same.
that as well?
Yeah.
18.
You can't lie.
Yeah.
She seems genuinely nice. The fact that she wants you to complete your task, even though she'd still be alone. Do you know what I mean? That shows kind of... She's programmed to be lovely.
Oh, I see. It's quite a steep price. What?
Better than going through the 9 hells. Or the abyss.
Oh, I see. So I misunderstood. So if we can get back here within 24 hours, we can get out from here.
Yeah, I'll send you back home. Packing. Karut picked you up from MP 42, right?
I believe so.
You don't know, it's fine.
Sure. Wasn't using it anyway. Have at it. Enjoy it. It's tasty, I'm sure.
Awesome. She looks at you with a curious, like, you smell different. And then just continues, like, looking around the other ones. It's like, so, what say you?
Sure.
Excellent. And the cleric, I know that, Kalemvor is kind of one of those, you gotta stick by him, but fancy palling around with this old gal for a bit.
Sounds like the days in the nunnery, to be honest. Yes, I can take a vow of silence as well, if you like. If you'd like to keep things quiet. Are you sure? Because I can.
No, don't, please.
Right.
Please. Like, Karot is the most boring fucker there is.
You've not sat next to me on a bus yet, dear.
What's a bus? No, I'm joking.
Exactly.
It's any of those. Okay, they look at the halfling. What about you?
Oh, he's with me. He has an immortal soul, but it's sort of dog-like. He used to be me, I used to be him. It's a whole thing.
Kao looks at you, looks at the big talking machine woman, and goes, "Yeah." She's like, "Brilliant, excellent. Well, this is fucking fantastic. I have to say, as much as I want you to, do what you need to do, pass on this message. Otherwise, take it easy, guys. All right, but I would love for you to fail as well. Just a little of me, just a little bit of me. All right.
Oh, you.
Yes.
He gives you the fingers, like you know me. Gazelle.
Just in case, before we go,
Yes.
if we pick something up, say like cool rock, geode, can we bring it with? Back home, I like souvenirs. I have a little shelf in my room where my mug lives.
It's true.
Yeah, why not? You guys seem nice.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Well, do you mind just showing me the item of clothing from prisoner 24602?
Well, one of us has it.
Yeah. So she.
I don't think we decided to, but we handed over.
Yeah. Excellent. You collectively, all like 6 of you, including KO, hand over the eye patch. She touches it, and then her eyes do this like weird like, and like almost like little holograms come out, scan it from top to bottom, and you can hear like whirring in her head. She's like, excellent, okay. Turns around, looks at the screen, and you can see all the screens sort of flashing. They focus on sort of like little bits, and then you can see that the images are getting similar and similar as they narrow down the position. And as they do that, they take up more space on the multitude of screens. So now one image is shared by 4 screens, and then it's suddenly shared by 5 as they narrow down. Angus, as you're looking at... Oh, Agnes. Fuck.
Angus! You're Scottish bastard! Get in here!
Agnes, as you're looking at the screens, you're just passively watching, like probably very comfortable in your skin, just enjoying what's going on. It's the eyes you recognize. You see a undead man with fanged teeth leading an army of other vampires against some like straggled other people. There seems to be a fight, but it's the eyes that you recognize. And then the image shuts off as it's taken by another image, as you recognize Dorloff from when you first became a cleric.
Am I right to assume they are in this prison place?
Yeah, they're in Carceri.
Huh.
I ask Liz, with my passive perception of 17 and my passive insight of 20, what would I clock of, like, how would you react, I guess? And what would I pick up from it?
Agnes is normally very chatty. And she looks like she's about to say something, but then that image comes up on the screen, and it's like she shuts down completely. And then becomes a little irate, but then becomes very inward.
As the screens are getting filled up, it's the one image that seems to propagate, and it's just bush and forest. Just big bush, mate. Yeah, you get your heads out of the gutters.
Just bush.
Big bush energy.
Just bush.
It's just jungle.
Wuthering
and
Heights.
forest. You can't. Yeah, you can't see a single soul. It's almost like something has grown around this camera to cover it, maybe. But yeah, Griselda like puts hands on her hips and turns around to you guys. Is like, well, this is the closest location for prisoner 24602, but I've got no visual, unfortunately. If you wouldn't mind clearing that camera once you get down there, that would be very helpful, because we like to keep an eye on our prisoners for understandable reasons, because they're little fucking bastards.
Yes, of course. I'm sure we can deal with that.
Is there any maintenance crew? I'm just wondering when the last time this would have been checked by someone on your staff might have been.
I think Modron 54 did it on the last cycle, which was about 562 years ago. Okay. And you see, and like smash cut to that one Modron that was just sat still when you first walked in.
Can I also check, is it just visual, or do you also have audio too?
Look, I wish we had all the bells and whistles, all right, but we just have visual, right? You know what? We should work on that. And she like points to a Modron, and then you just see a Modron in the corner with like a pen and paper, just go.
Regarding Modron 54, if they know that area of the Carceri rather well, and as they seem to be otherwise unengaged, perhaps we could take them with us.
I mean, yeah, but they can't talk unless you speak techno.
I don't speak techno.
But look at you, like that was close though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I learned a few words in a club once, but
that was
no.
pretty good. Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
I don't know who my father is, but that was nice.
Oh, gosh, you never know your own skills. No, I mean, are they intelligent? Like,
They're not very. This is why I want you guys here. You guys are so much better than.
sure.
And then she like look and just smash cut to the Modron just sat there. It's just an eye. It's essentially like a box with an eye and legs.
Are they intelligent? Like, are they like dog intelligent or baby intelligent?
They
Great
can. She like looks at these. She's like, basically, they can walk, and they can, like, look at things, but they don't really.
And they can clean
really
cameras, presumably, if they get the opportunity.
Exactly. Well, he's got. Hey, get your cleaning tools out, and like from the side, you just see like a buffer and some scissors, and then it like retracts back in.
Okay.
They're not exactly. They're kind of like, think of it more of a hive mind that understand purpose. You know,
So-
I'm kind of a bit more special because I've got a different CPU, whereas they're like part of a larger network.
Are you not
If you
part
know
of that
what network is. Pardon?
Are you part of that network?
I tap in and out of will. Hence why they all listen to what I say. Like, watch this. Stop. And they all just, everything just goes.
So,
Wait, start. Go on.
would we be able to communicate with you through it if we needed to at a distance?
I mean, it has no audio. That's something we should really work on. And then she like points to that one in the corner and it just goes.
Yeah.
Next
Where I
time you
can
visit, and please visit again. But next time you visit, I'll try and make sure that there's audio medium. I mean, if you ever want to come back, you know, just any time.
Is there a way you could arrange that? Is there like a portal you could set up?
Well, you got here, didn't you?
Yes,
We'll
but
catch you on the way in. We'll catch you on the way in every time, you know?
Okay.
Well, I'm looking again in the reception desk. That's already noted. And then you just see the Modron go, but it knows that it's already written.
flip, flip, flip. Yeah.
We weren't the ones who, like, did the magic that got us here, so, like, just a heads up.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, you know, if you find them and get them to do it again, you know, just anybody, really. It's a bit lonely up here. But, yes, less of that chat. More of a 24-hour thing. Now, this will help you keep on time. 561, come over here. And a little Modron that's like really flat, almost like a snake, slithers up like through the path. And she picks it up and is like, would you mind putting your wrist out for me, please? And as you put your wrists out, she like, you know those, there's like, they're not rulers, but they're
Slap
watches.
bracelets!
Yeah, slap bracelets. She like slap bracelets each one of yous, and as it like wraps
Wow.
around your wrist, it turns into a little watch that has 24 hours written on it, and it'll work as a countdown clock.
Just as a sentence, 24 hours.
Yes, of it. And it says it will work as a countdown for you. And then it has like a little emoji that's like, and it's Griselda, right?
That's the life.
I love
love
these.
And it's like a little gif that's like dancing.
Brilliant.
Okay. She says, I mean, you don't have to get off if you want to stay for a bit, you know.
Well,
We don't have any
time.
food or anything.
We have 24 hours. Okay, roll out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right then. If you head back to the teleporter room, when you arrive, I'll meet you there, and we'll sort everything out. But yeah, she walks you through, and she's like, "So, what's MP42 like anyway?"
There's a shortage of chairs.
Oh, really? Is that a problem in the whole world?
Yeah.
I mean, not often.
Oh, okay. Well, you'd have to say, you'd have thought the dwarves would have been on that. They're bloody brilliant builders. Anyway, She messes around with the terminal, and at the other end of the room, unlike how you arrived, it's more like a gateway that's set. So because you didn't really look behind you, you just walk forward. There's another one of these rings, very similar to what you saw on Karut's body. It's like an energy ring, and it starts to swirl, and from the ring it turns into just a full circle of blue energy. And she says, step through that and you'll be as close. I think you're ending up on the set. And she like looks as if she's like reading something off a monitor, but there's no monitor there. Maybe if you look carefully into her eyes, you can see writing sort of typing across her irises. I think you're going to the second layer, which is Cathris. So a lot of jungle, a lot of forest. So yeah, I hope you brought a bit of a cutting way, because it's awfully, flory out there. Flora, lots of it. Don't like it. Hate the stuff. Anyway, there you go. See you in about 24 hours. Hopefully not. All right. No, hopefully not.
Thanks.
Poodles.
So, you step through the portal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. And as you step through, that red light cascades over you again, and the heat, this oppressive heat, finds you once more, and then boom. From behind you, you can hear the emanating sounds of a portal, but in front of you is a wide clearing in a red forest. And that is where we'll take a break. So thank you very much. We're going to take a break now. It'll be about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll be back with you of part two of Escape from Carceri. Boom, 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 boom. See you in a bit, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, guys, back to Escape from Carceri, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. So we have just entered the realm of Carceri for the first time. Our players are now in the sweltering heat of a prison realm planet layer, surrounded by red forest jungle. Everything is red, almost like autumn, but the leaves aren't dying. They're almost too vibrant, too full of life. This is specifically weird for Voight, who is part of the Fey Wild, who is used to greenery before the apocalypse.
Right.
But now it's the same kind of vibe. So it's almost nostalgic, but red. Everything is red and almost just a bit weird. It's a bit off.
Okay. Is it pretty?
I guess in a way.
Is it oh my god, it's like home but different, or is it oh my god, it's perverted home?
I think it's kind of the heat is kind of the sense of unease. It's like being in the Amazon. You'd be this is pretty, but oh god, this is hot. You know what I mean? It's uncomfortable. You can hear flies, and it's very Amazon vibes. It's that kind of jungle where there are heat and you can see insects and there's wildlife, living, and you can hear things. It's not a quiet, tranquil place.
Like jungle noises?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the predator.
I'm going to check myself for leeches.
Yeah. Roll a leech check.
I'm going to
Just
use
a d20.
Survival or an animal handling. Which would you rather?
Go for survival. Yeah. Survival.
Handle the leeches.
Voight rolls a 6.
Okay. Roll a d6.
Ooh. Three.
As you're looking around for leeches, you can feel a look, and then you look back and you've got 3 leeches all across your back.
Is there? Can anyone? Is there? Varia? Is there? Agnes? I think.
What do you need?
Kato runs over and climbs up your back and eats them.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Kato. Thank you. Very high in protein, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't think he did it for you, but
A lot of iron.
You might want to put something on that. I think leeches have a thing that will keep you bleeding. I don't know if this.
Is it still?
Could probably rustle up a salve if you'd like one.
Saliva, maybe? The
Yeah,
I could do that. I'll
bleeding.
spit on you. Yeah.
Cauterize it if you've got anything hot. That would.
Oh.
About 5 minutes later,
We've all checked each other for leeches.
yeah, everybody's checked for leeches.
It's like that bit in Stand By Me where they all just kind of
Yeah, you've now got 23 hours and 55 minutes.
Okay, let's move.
the little gif's
Yeah,
Okay, move, quick move.
Wishing you'd be here.
Can I roll investigation or something to see if I can hear anything other than the sounds of the jungle?
Of course, yeah. But that'd be more of a. What are you actively looking for things, or are you just?
I'm trying to find the person we're here to find. So if I hear
I'd say it's
voices-
more of a perception check.
Okay, more perception. Perception is actually much better, so thank you.
Hallelujah.
Oh, nat 20, so it's a 24, but it's a nat 20.
Whilst you're listening around,
Biggest.
your big Loxodon ears are kind of ticking into the natural sounds of things. And as you tilt your head, you can sort of see that there's almost an empty cone where there is no noise coming from.
Sometimes absence indicates presence.
This is why I like you, Vaya. So full of wisdom and profound things to say.
Well,
What made you say that?
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
I heard nothing, so we're going that way. Come on, hip hop.
A lack of a clue
Alright.
can sometimes be a clue.
Yes, I like. Okay, let's look.
Who's
Yeah, they're there.
canonically got the eye patch?
I thought didn't we give it to the
They gave it back. They scanned it. You all 5 of you handed it to them.
I mean, I'll take it because I was
They
messing
scanned
around.
it, and yeah, you can have it.
Puzzles,
So, you notice that as Varia is we'll go this way. You're yeah, We should, and you're like, the compass is almost like pulling you. You can't, it's not physically pulling you, but it's almost like a ghost feeling where somebody's like dragging your hand towards Varia's direction.
So put it up near my eye. Is that gonna...
No, you can wear it if you want.
I mean, that's gonna take away one of my beautiful blue peepers, but I think, yeah, just slip it on.
Yeah, so as you do so, you can kind of feel like that ghost that was on your wrist is now like, there's like more of a feeling in your entire body to move forward. And you know with confidence that you'll have advantage to perception checks and trying to find the person that you know, that you need to find. You kind of got like a sixth sense.
I'm fanboying here. I'm like, oh god, an actual proper clue. This is so exciting. This is exactly what why can't I have one of these all the time?
Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Awesome. So,
just before we go, is the camera anywhere near us?
You make a perception check.
With advantage.
With advantage.
So perception. That's a 27.
No, it's definitely not here. Like you're like, it's weird because you got one eye covered, but you almost see better. And you're looking around, and you're like, it's literally like pinpoint accuracy, speed. Like you notice everything without even realizing you notice. And then by the time you stop looking, you've calculated all the information in your head, and you're like, nah, there's no camera here.
I'm also still thinking, well, maybe Odin didn't need that eye if this is the sort of thing. Did it work? And then sort of like going, what would happen if I ripped my eye out? Later.
Larkin is watching all of these reactions, even though I'm assuming Alex isn't saying any of this out loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, Larkin is watching with his ridiculous insight and just goes, you don't want to lose an eye. Not worth it. Just
so points at the eye patch and then goes, noted.
I look like two people with eye patches are just like, hey.
It's like that Spider-Man meme where we're like, hey.
Weird bonding moment there.
So, who's leading the charge, would you say? Varia, would you like to make a survival check, please?
Yes, make survival check totally fine. This is the wrong dice, the dice that betrayed me.
Betrayed dice.
Oh, and I've thrown it not in the...
Perfect for this campaign, betray dice.
Yeah. It's a 17, so let's see survival, whether
Excellent.
I'm better or worse. +1. That's an 18,
Excellent.
please.
So, you realize that this is difficult terrain. Like, walking through this jungle is fucking redonkadonk hard. But you manage to cut a swathe through places, and you're like shouting information back towards the rest of the group, telling them, you know, like, watch out for muddy bit, this might be quicksand, kind of thing. And like you're really perceptive and really noticing and picking up things. It's, you know, very at home here almost. And you travel sort of following this cone of silence, just your own instincts basically, for a good hour. You know that in your heart a lesser like Outlander would have made this a lot longer journey.
Well, then they wouldn't be here, because they're not
Exactly.
me.
Exactly. No, 100%. And what happens is, as you kind of go away from this clearing into this dense forest, it starts to get green. Like you notice like little patches of green grass, and like certain plants have a bit more color, and there's also like starting to be trees with green leaves as you're getting closer.
Spring is here, but localized. Do I need to roll insight or to try and figure this out, or?
I guess a nature check would be kind of...
Nature?
If anybody wants to help out on this or make...
Yeah, I'm kind of having a I'm like checking out some of the green foliage.
Yeah, you all notice this. This is very noticeable because you've.
I'm
been
specifically
traveling.
like going and checking it out, and giving it a sniff, and seeing if it like. Does this seem to me like green foliage back in the material plane?
Nice. Yeah. Another nature. Yeah, another nature check.
Let's check.
If
From
one
me
of you
or
would
from-
like. Sorry.
From me or from
But
G?
like, if you want to make if you want to help Varia,
That's what I was meaning. I was helping.
Okay,
to
sick.
then with an advantage, it'll play.
Montage.
Oh wait.
Merci, because my first roll was a 2. Oh, but my second roll was a natural 1.
Oh no!
Hit a 2 and think.
But it's
This is
2.
fucking
My
weird.
nature is -1.
Oh shit! So it's still a 1.
Yeah. This is
yeah,
weird. I thought, spring had already sprung. What's this? Huh.
Yeah, if anybody wants to make,
Somebody else do it.
I'm thinking, Void. Do you want to make? I don't know if you're proficient in Arcana.
I'm not actually.
Isn't he
History
proficient?
was their specialty. No.
Then yeah, no. You guys are kind of like
mystery.
this is fucking weird. It's a collective. Huh.
Just to be on the safe side, cast the Eyes of the Grave to just see if there's any undead lurking amongst the greenery.
Yeah. You cast Eyes of Undead. How does that manifest?
So you'll watch as Agnes's eyes just go completely white, and she kind of like stands completely straight, and the head just scans the entire area.
No undead, thankfully.
Hmm.
Gravefully.
Well, there's no undead around.
Good
That's
to know.
good to know. Maybe this is Odin's doing.
Could be not.
So, you guys.
Is it like there is red grass and then the red grass is now green grass, or is it like there is red grass? Oh, that is what it's like. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like as you're getting further into this sort of bush, it's becoming more green, and it is like a pathway as well. It's not like you get to a layer and it's suddenly green. It's like, oh, it started off in patches, but now this way where the cone of silence that Varia's following is becoming more and more green. It's like almost like the entrance to a secret garden kind of vibe.
Right. But both kinds of foliage look healthy. Just one is red and one is green.
Yeah.
Right.
As you travel further into this, you again come to a big clearing of forest, but in front of you is a thicket, and inside of it is kind of the roots from the floor have like burned up and like arcing around it, and they've kind of tied together in the middle and knotted, and there's flowers and things growing from inside of it, but there's a hole in the middle, and it's black. It's like blackness, complete, like you can't see through it, but through the thicket you can kind of see through the thicket, and it's like it's gonna be hard to get through, but there's a clear door here, and there are inscriptions written across it. What language does everybody speak?
Sylvan and common.
Common and
What?
Loxodon.
Say again, Tom.
Elvish and Infernal.
Cool. Agnes?
Celestial. Oh, sorry.
I'll go for it.
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Giant, and Halfling.
Oof. Nice.
Ooh.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Halfling.
In Draconic, you can read.
Ooh, I love that.
It
Yeah.
says boo boo doo doo doo.
Oh yeah.
That great dragon.
Who works when he plays, and plays when he works? Show me. Oh, yeah, tell me.
Me!
You are
Oh.
great fun when you work, Varia. There is no doubt.
I'm a musician.
As you
Yeah.
say me, you can hear like me echoed just slightly in the hole.
Works when he plays.
I'm a musician. I'd like shout it out the hole.
Yeah,
After
so
doing
yeah,
that.
as you shout it at the hole, you can hear it very faintly. You kind of get the idea that maybe you'll have to get a bit closer.
I go right up to it then.
Yeah. You get your snout right close to it and you say, a musician. And it starts to unfurl. And the door opens up into what seems to be, as you pop your head through, a maze.
Was there one right answer? I have a great time when I'm working.
Sure, but I don't know that they were expecting you to answer, specifically.
I think maybe you need to say Aria rather than just me as a general say.
Maybe
Okay,
you weren't
maze.
close enough.
Someone want to get on my shoulders, see if we can see over hedges.
Is it like a hedge maze?
Kato?
Yeah, it's about 10 feet tall, so presumably,
Cool.
yeah, you guys could, Varia's 7 foot, so one of you on top of Varia would probably be able to see over it.
Varia holds her hands out like this, ready to give someone a boost.
Can Kato climb it? The hedge.
Is that kind of like a try thing? Because it's like a hedge.
A try thing? I don't know what you mean.
Are you getting him to try to see if he can do this, or is it just an assessing thing?
Oh no, he has a climbing speed. Is it
Okay.
something that can be climbed?
It looks climbable.
Yeah. So I guess I kind of, like me and Kato have this weird sort of connection, but so I don't speak, but I kind of give him a bit of a nod, and he kind of is able to, or he tries to climb up. If it is climbable.
Kato puts a hand in the brush to start climbing, and you hear him ooh, and a little pinprick on his hand.
Oh.
He looks at you again, are you sure?
Oh.
No, stay here.
Nobody wants to. I will not stab anyone.
Varia, I'll do it. Ready?
I took from my magical item flying boots, so I can also do that.
Yeah.
Voight is enjoying the scene.
The acrobatics.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won't make you barbarian strength is your thing. You yeet, and
Arms out.
Yeah, one-handed, just bicep curling. You can see that this labyrinth
My noodle arms.
is more dense than it is massive. You can see that there's a few layers, and in the center there seems to be a really large centerpiece. You can't really see what's in it, but you're okay. Make a
There's no
perception check
ceiling.
whilst you're there.
Oh, second advantage.
Non-natural 20.
As you're looking around, you can see a little glint out of where just above the thicket a tree has grown. You can see a little glint of something mechanical and shiny
Oh.
that seems to have something overgrown over it.
How far away is that?
It's probably about a bit into the maze, kind of a layer across. It's a thicket across.
And could I sort of take some time to go right if I went like that, pretend right, and sort of
Yeah, you
work out
can you can see it's
Yeah.
it seems to be less of a it seems to be a long journey rather than anything.
Right.
You think you can figure this out. It doesn't seem hard as mazes go.
Is this a maze or this is a labyrinth? Does it have dead ends?
From what you can see, actually, you got a pretty high perception check.
Yeah.
It does have a few dead ends, but
Okay.
they don't seem to be you're looking at them. It seems more like a child's maze labyrinth, where there doesn't seem to be anything waiting on the other side. It just seems to be dead ends.
Can I take some time to start sketching a route to the mechanical
Yeah.
thing and the sort of
100%.
Yeah.
So you spend some time sketching. What did the rest of you do?
And you
I
just
would like-
fly?
I mean, me? Oh, you're talking to what? Sorry.
I would like to just approach Lorcan and just ask, did Kato hurt themselves? Do they need...
No,
patch up?
I think he just got a thorn in his hand. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he's
Actually,
licking it
that's-
as you speak.
Just say the word, and I'll do my absolute best.
I will do. And if you want to talk about anything, like I don't know, vampires, for example.
They're an undead heathen that need to be removed. Yes.
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 So I'd like to just check and, like, I'm trying to be cagey and not necessarily let everybody hear this. I noticed you saw something on the those that monitoring system, whatever it was, but I don't want to push or anything.
Thank you, my dear. I saw a face that I've not seen for a very long time. A face that I thought I would not see ever again. Although the fact that they're in a prison surely is a good thing, but I worry about meeting them once more.
That's understandable.
But thank you for your kindness. That's very, very polite and very kind of you.
Well, I think we all have to look after each other, especially in somewhere like this. So.
Okay, so yeah, over that conversation, you've managed to draw a map. Voy, at any point, are you going to just fly away, or are you just like leaving everybody to be like,
Nope,
Just takes off.
I haven't even mentioned it. I was letting us know in case things got difficult. But why waste it? I mean, I've only got 2 hours a day, right? So it could be a long maze.
All right.
that
Have we
takes
figured
about-
the way out through this
Yeah.
place?
Yep. Sorry. I'll just get down.
So between like
Thank
the
you.
sketch and everything, it's taken like about 30 minutes. So you're on 22 and 25.
Oh my god!
You've managed to really smash through this.
Right. No more talking. No more asides. No more backstory. Just crystal maze this bullshit.
No, you've got all the time. You've literally got 22 hours. Like you've.
But we don't know how much is in front of
Yeah,
us.
we don't know what's ahead of us.
Yeah.
My face. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's fine. It's all good.
You guys, you good.
Yeah.
Would you
Face
describe
of a
that
lion.
grin as shit eating or?
I like to say childlike wonder. Shitting is pretty close.
As childlike as the maze. Just
Yeah,
so simple, so
childlike as the
innocent.
maze. Simple and innocent. Yeah, one of those are right. So you've got a decent sketch of where you think the right route is. You think you figured out where there's a camera that's been hidden, and you guys can set off navigating your way through the maze using Ilix's map.
I think I'm going to say, I know it's the camera. Are we going to try and deal with the camera, or might it-
Afterwards.
Okay.
Is it nearby?
I sort of thought
So-
we maybe shouldn't. If we're trying to take Odin out of here, might
Yeah.
be better to not let the warden or guard or whatever the hell they are see us trying to take Odin out.
So once we somehow hide Odin in our backpack, then we can clear camera. But right now, focus on task at hand. 100,000 gold pieces. Chip chop.
Awesome.
We're not going to get that.
So, as you're working your way through, Ilex, again, you come to a second door that you didn't mark on your map. You kind of saw like the edges of like some wooden tapestry again. And this one seems a little different from the writing, Lorcan. And it says, "Feed me." But then after it says, "What flies forever rests never." In
Wait.
Draconic again.
What flies forever rests never.
Wind?
Yes.
Just blow on it?
Yes, I suppose so. I'm not particularly well equipped for that kind of thing, but someone
Trunk
else.
goes out and just goes.
Excellent. As you do that, the wind like tunnels into this again hole, and the vines start to come apart and throw.
You're geniuses.
And on the other side is a large bear looking at you. But this bear's a little different. Instead of being what you'd regularly see, like, a brown bear or a black bear, it's a large green bear
No. Oh my God.
with little patches of yellow.
Does it match what's on my outfit?
Vaguely.
Oh my God.
It's as vicious as you guys have to roll for initiative.
No, we don't have to fight the bear. Let's do a friendship run.
Oh.
Damn it.
DM,
Yes.
would you like me to roll for my sprites initiative or play
It goes straight after you, I believe.
up to you?
Yeah, just straight after you is like similar to the Beast Master. It makes it just
Yeah,
a
I
bit
think it's a
easier.
lot easier. But...
So anybody gets 25 or above? I'll be like 20, 25.
23.
Oh, see, there we go. Anybody get between 15, 20? Yes.
I got a 16.
Nice. Anybody get between 10 and 15?
12.
No. Oh, 12. There we go. Okay. 5 to 10. No. Okay. Between 1 and 5.
I got 4.
Oh, no.
1.
Oh.
What's your dex? Your dex modifier will be like 3 or something, won't it, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, no, wait, sorry. I got 3 as I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Actually, no, my
And,
dex modifier is 1.
Okay.
I'm a
Nice.
very undexterous rogue.
It's higher than the bears. You're fine. Sweet. Okay, so Voight, you're taking first turn as this large bear turns and looks at you clearly with venom in its eyes, ready to attack.
Gosh, how nearby is said bear to where we're all standing?
It's probably about like 10 feet away from the wall. You kind of seem that you caught it off guard as much as it caught you off guard.
Okay. I guess we're here to do some ass kicking. I don't feel a huge amount of negotiation. I do feel a little bit of D&D chicanery, if I can just ask you. So my plan with Voight is that they wake up 4 hours earlier than everybody else, and then cast Hex on Colin in order that I can use Relentless Hex on them. A nice bit of teleportation cheese happening. And then have a short rest so that I'm up to my spell slot. So I would get 8 hours of Hex unless I had my concentration gone. Can we assume that I've done that, or would you like me to?
I am totally down for that.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to shoot the bear in the face with a shotgun. Just not something I get to see in D&D very often.
Any particular bullets or just the
I'm
standard?
just going to go standard. This is just the very first shot of the game. I just take it slow. It's weird. They're explosive. That was a 15 to hit. Oh no, a 17 to hit.
17 will definitely hit.
Nice. Oh, that is 11. Whatever damage shotgun is. Bludgeoning?
It's just piercing.
Piercing. To your bear, and then I will then use a bonus action to use the Relentless Hex ability, send Colin flying 30 feet up in the air, and then I will teleport up there to join him.
Nice. So yeah, how does the teleport again? Is it that Sarah Connor
I'm just gonna
like
briefly do the, and then zoop.
the way you're like bang?
Oh, that was fun.
Excellent. Varia is your turn. Strong like bear.
Strong like bear.
Bitch
Bear
that fights bear in
totem.
woods.
We're in maze. Maze are sort of made of wood. I am bitch who fight bear. So, Varia's gonna fucking, I don't know, hit the bear,
Yeah, nice.
please.
Go for
Because
it.
I have to hit it before I can use my bonus action. So attacks per turn. Just time to hit. That's a 17 plus 5.
That'll hit.
Thank you. And then I need to... Well, always
The
good
armor
to
class
check.
is 25 actually.
It's wearing a wall.
Aww. So that's only a 2 plus 2. So that's 4 points of damage from my
Nice.
great axe. And then I get another attack per action. That's a 14 plus 5.
That'll hit.
And that's an 8 for damage.
Eee, that's a bit more chunky. That's what we like.
And for my bonus action, please, I would like to. Varia's like, Bear, want to fight me? We're supposed to be friends, and start raging, please.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. How do you attack the bear? Like, what is it? Like, is there a certain are you using your trunk to spin the battle axe?
Yeah, I think it's the removal with the trunk from the axe from the back.
Nice.
Holding it like this, fists out like this at the side, just in case we need a 1, 2, 3 punch. And using the full force of having the weight do the work against this bear, bringing that two-handed battle axe down
Nice.
on Bear's shoulder.
Nice. So, as Voight has just offloaded a bullet into this bear, the bear growls and comes forward as you meet it, and you just shove this axe into its shoulder, and then push down again, and it tears through the bottom. So you're a bit more free to bring your axe up again. It roars in your face as it is Agnes's turn. It's looking fucked up.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, it's been a long day so far. So I'm going to let the hard hitters do the hitting, but before I do, I'll cast Bane upon this horrid bear, in hope that any attack it does against us is done so not as strongly. So it must roll a d4, subtract that number from the attack roll or saving throw it makes after that point. I'll concentrate on that, raising my little arthritic hands up, and then just take a step backwards away from the bear, and say, right, hit it.
Perfect. Alex, it's your turn.
Just so Vario is within 5 feet of this bear, right?
Yeah. That's sneak attack damage, baby.
What I like to hear. That's a non-natural 20.
That'll non-naturally hit.
Oh. Okay. 8 plus sneak. Here we go. This is my prospect. Ooh, so let's have a look. Well, 7, and then 8. Well, God. 6, 12, 13, 20.
20 points of damage.
Blimmin' heck,
Awesome.
mate. What am I here for?
Without even using my talent for going, that's where I can subtly go, I think I'll just hit it in the wound.
Warren's got a gun.
You just aim for the shoulder gash, as it were.
Just cold. Again, just click.
Boom. Awesome. As the arrow pierces, it literally disappears into the bear. You just see Varia, you at range, aren't you? Because you've got a crossbow. Varia, just from the side of your head, you just hear, and you hear the, but you don't really see what's gone in. But the bear roars out in pain as it slumps to one leg, and then as you're I think this thing might be dead, it leans up and is going to attack you.
Is it?
But it's got a minus d4.
Well, you roll a d4 and take that off the attack roll.
Of all attack rolls, yes?
While I'm concentrating, yes.
Just while you're concentrating. Okay. So, well, I mean, shall I roll a d4 for each separate one? I mean, none of them hit you, so don't. Yeah, one of them's a 0 and one of them's a 3.
Niall,
So-
may I just say, could the bear make a charisma saving throw against my Bane? That's my fault. I forgot to mention it.
No worries. I was gonna say this is a fucking weirdly charismatic bear.
Why is it winking? Stop
it
winking
winks
at us.
you as it rolls an 18
Roll
minus
bear.
2 is 16.
That just beats it by 1.
So the
so
Bane doesn't
ignore
work.
the 4th thing.
Well,
Lighter.
a 4 and a 6 don't do fuck all anyway. So the bear weirdly charismatically like rears his onto its hind legs. Maybe it was a circus bear in a past life, and claws for you, and then like bites at you. But you kind of feel like because it's so worn out, it like drops next to you rather than anything else, and it moves in between you and. How far back would you say you are, Agnes?
Just 10 foot. I won't have moved too far.
Is it moving away from me?
No, it's moving. It's moving so that it's sort of in the middle of all of you. So you're all flanking it. Lorcan, would you say you're Voight's in the sky, 30 foot up. Lorcan, would you say that you were again sort of similar to where Alex and Agnes?
Yeah, I think. Well, because in combat it's Kato that takes all the action. So yeah, Kato is kind of there as well.
But Lorcan as well.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Cheers. Funnily enough, it's your turn.
Well, in that case, yeah. So Kato will attack with his scimitar
Nice.
of speed, and right. Let me get all this right, because there's many bits, and I've never played a ranger before. As a bonus action, I can get the beast to attack. So Lorcan will attack. No,
that would be
wrong way round. I've got the extra attack, which means that Lorcan and Kato both attack as the attack action, and then Kato gets a second attack. You can attack on bonus action.
Is Kato technically the companion? Or are you the companion?
Mechanically, no. Mechanically, Lorcan is the companion.
So I think...
So it works the same as a normal Beastmaster Ranger.
Kato could have 2 attacks, or you can take one of them, and then as a bonus action, they can tell you to dodge or disengage or something like that.
Yeah, but as a bonus action,
they can attack again because
another attack.
Speed. Yes.
Also, I have the other thing. Oh no, that's if it's 2 weapon fighting. Fine, yes. So essentially, there will be 2 attacks from the scimitar and 1 from the wolf.
Yes. So roll for all of them. I mean, roll for the first one.
That's an 18 to hit with the scimitar and a nat 1.
Well, the 18 will hit. The nat 1 will come in sort of...
It'll be the last one, because it would be the bonus action.
Oh, so Kato's got the nat 1, not Lorcan.
Oh my god, this is insane.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, the nat 1 is on one of the scimitar
Yeah.
attacks.
So roll your damage for Kato.
Sorry.
No, it's alright.
So good.
Yeah, right, damage for Kato. Where's it gone? I've lost it. There. So 11 and
That's
that's it. That's it.
Yeah. So how does Kato like finish off this bear?
I think he just like
Hannah, get your head out of the gutter. Disgusting.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
terrible.
I don't know.
I've gone
Is it bestiality if Kato's a wolf inside?
No. The emeralds, no. So it's fine.
So
The emerald, not bestiality.
It would be bestiality if you, the wolf, was finishing off the bear.
yeah, so Kato just kind of gives the scimitar a spin, and as a kind of upper slice, just takes the head off.
Awesome. As the bear's head comes off, you all notice something rather peculiar about it, which is the inside seems to be made of plant life and growth and sort of pustules. And as the head comes off, it seems like there seems to be a bit of reaction to the air as the bear explodes around you. All of you but Voight make a constitution check. Kato at disadvantage for the nat 1.
Fucking grr.
Would it be considered poisonous?
See? But you're alright, aren't you? You've got advantage.
I have
Got
advantage
advantage
against
against poison. Dirty 20.
Ooh.
15.
Can you guys still take poison damage?
I think so.
Just double check for moi, please.
22.
22, you've passed as well. Lorcan and Kato?
Both 9.
Both 9, both fail.
Yeah.
So those of you who succeeded only take 6 points of poison damage if you do take poison damage. If you don't, it's 12 points. Well, for those of you who didn't succeed, it's 12 points of poison damage, and you're now poisoned, which means you have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks. This isn't your average bear.
Clearly filled with fun. Is everyone all right?
Just remind me how much damage that was, sorry.
6 if you got half damage, 12 if you took full damage.
I believe I have resistance to poison damage, so does that
So then
halve
it'd
the
be
6?
3, yeah.
I also have resistance from my.
A
Poison
measly 3 points of damage.
is brutal.
So everyone, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dying are we? Do we need some medical assistance on the field? Just shout. Just let me know.
I mean, personally, I'm round about a 5. K2's maybe a 2 or 4.
Oh gosh. Kato.
Okay, I was just like
Fine.
coughing, like, and it is like it's more like spores than anything. That's come out, like yellow spores, and it's still in the air as you're like dusting it away. But Kato and Lorcan have like these kind of like it's like you know when you have sleep in your eye, like it's like yellow crust around their eyes, and like a bit of a yellow tinge to their iris now.
And
What
does it
is
look
wrong?
like that poison will set in? Is it sticking around for a while?
It feels to me like it's not going anywhere for now.
Right. Well, I'll cast Lesser Restoration on Lorcan to rid them of the poison. Does Kato need this as well? Do we think?
I think it would. Well, between the two of us, he does more of the fighting. So
Right, you are, dear. And I will cast it for the second time
thank you.
upon Kato.
I appreciate it. And Kato, like, runs up to you and is like, "Yes, thank you." Kind of.
It's quite all right, dear. It's all right. Yes, hands off the apron. Thank you.
Kato, come on.
Voy, are you still floating in the air? Have you activated your boots?
Yeah, I'm still up there. Oh, I will sort of, come back down if all the excitement's over at a slow pace.
Just slowly floating.
Colin with me. Thanks, Colin.
I was like, oh god, it's been a long time since I've seen a bear. That was actually quite comforting.
Yeah, we've just started, Colin. Try and keep it together, okay?
All right. You're the one that gave me this personality trait.
We say that to all our parents.
Yeah, right.
Nature or nurture,
yeah.
either way, it's their fault.
What do you? Oh yeah, a little bit of something, especially you, Lorcan, because you got a passive perception of the wazoo. You notice there's like a dead corpse on the other side of this door that's not only been like mauled apart, but is also like covered in these yellow like pustules
Right.
and growths.
So, sorry, something other than the bear.
Yeah, it's just like a humanoid skeleton zombie kind of vibe, but not undead. Because you'd have seen.
I-
You use the Z word.
Yeah, it looks like a zombie, but it's not a zombie. It's like,
Can I check it for any useful items, please?
of course you can.
I love Varia.
You find a couple of gold on it.
Oh,
3
yeah.
silver,
Tits!
and some like moldy paper that maybe once had something written on it, but now no longer does. Make a investigation or medicine check, whichever you think you would do to inspect the body. I feel like it's investigation, but it's up to you.
Can I sniff it?
Yeah.
Not that corpse.
I mean, like, what are you sniffing for?
Fun.
I'm like, if it smells otherworldly, I guess. Like this, it's not from our. I don't know. It smells weird.
Yeah, it smells like death and like plants.
Yeah,
more
but
than
there's
anything,
like normal smelling death, and then there's like magic touch death. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I can feel you, but yeah, I think the smell that you kind of get is more of is just like a regular kind of death, and the weird sort of smell that you've smelt when you got attacked by the bloody gas.
Well, thank you for letting me sniff, because I have advantage on checks that rely on smell, being a Loxodon. And my second roll was a nat 20.
Yay!
Excellent. So as you're sniffing,
So
your
you
trunk
decide.
gets too close to the face, and you feel a little bit of a prick on your trunk. And as you like look at the face, you like move around the skin with your hands, and you see like these big sharp fangs. For maybe this was once a vampire before it died again.
Oh, we should keep moving. Nothing wrong with body. Body totally fine.
They make an insight check.
An
against
insight.
that.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't need
I mean,
to.
I'm
Roll a
professional at
deception.
telling if people
Roll a
are lying.
deception.
So I'm just like, well, that's a lie.
Maybe with advantage. Maria is not a very good liar at this point.
Roll
My
a
passive
deception
insight
check and then
17.
roll in- yeah.
Perception.
No, sorry. So Varia rolled deception. Everybody else was rolled
Deception.
insight. Yeah, sorry. Me
Good, I've got a
mumbling again.
-1. That's a 5. -1 is a 4.
23.
Also 23.
17.
24.
Jesus Christ.
You're not a good liar.
You're an open book, mate.
Yeah.
Should put you in part of the library because these guys are reading you.
It's a vampire and you pricked your trunk on it?
Hey, we don't need
I
to.
sensed all of that from your
doesn't
tone.
like it when we talk about this. Can we please? We're on a time limit. Look at our cool
I
wristband.
forgot, yes, no more amusing assigns.
Did you get bitten?
No.
Are you? I kind of look at this. You go. Would that still work if the body's dead? Would it infect?
It's like I say, there's no good vampire like a dead vampire for one. But as far as I'm aware, the host must be walking. Sorry, the biter must be up and walking in order to transfer the curse. So I believe you should be all right, my dear. But you best just watch out for those fangs coming through. Just let me know.
I already have very beautiful tusk. I do not need more cool teeth. I have cool teeth. Can we please get on with it?
Sure.
Plant.
Sorry, while all this has been going on, I've had Kato cast Healing Spirit, which creates a circle, and every time you... What is it? Whenever you're a creature you can see moves into the spirit space for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, I can cause it to restore 1d6 hit points to that creature. So I'm just going to stand in it until me and Kato will stand until we've got back to.
What's your healing spirit? Like, what's it? Because it manifests as like a beast or an aberration.
I think. Like, I'm tempted to say a wolf, but that seems boring.
It's just you again.
Just wearing a very nice hat.
this time.
Well, the whole reason that Lorcan got a wolf was as a kid he was always like, wolves are cool as fuck. Of course I want a wolf.
True.
So when so it's just a big kind of spectral wolf because he's mad about wolves.
Yeah.
Now he is a wolf.
How many? Do you want to just pump out? Because you can only do it like to the amount of your wisdom modifier or something like that.
Spirit can heal a number of times equal to 1 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. Minimum of twice.
You're
Pretty nice. That's nice of D&D. You
I
get
don't
2.
Two, but that's all you need.
So yeah, do you want to just
Oh
pump
no,
out?
it can heal a number of times equal to that. Right, okay.
Yeah, so you can roll a d6 for... What's your wisdom modifier?
4.
So 5 times. Yeah. And you can, like, if you get max health, you can be like, anyone else can join in, but they just need to get 5 feet within the astral plane wolf.
4 and...
So you're like standing inside like a giant ghostly wolf? Is that the...
Yeah,
It's like
that kind of
next
thing.
to it. It kind of
It's
takes...
just like coming. It's like stood up. It's sitting. Upright.
Okay, cool.
And there's a kind of circle all around, glowing around it on the floor.
Oh,
Right. Sorry. So that's
Kind of like a Hero Forge mini.
right. Wow. Where you can use all different colors and species to produce whatever you need, wherever your imagination will take you.
Find us at heroforge.com. I don't know what this
Can't
is.
buy my art.
It's the L'Oreal hair.
I'm just starting to look at it.
Because I'm hero forged. I don't know. Forged by heroes.
Does anyone else need any healing? I can do it one more time.
Is it sort of one-time use?
No, it's a spell. So
We'll keep it for later. It might be more bear.
no, I mean like I can do it one more time now. All right.
Okay, I'm jumping in.
Jump into that wolf.
You only get 1 point of healing. Sorry.
Oh, classic.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
All right.
right.
So,
That's 70 HP instead.
oh no. So you've actually, yeah. As this has been happening, you've noticed whose passive perception's 15 or higher.
Mine's 23.
Fucking hell.
That's-
As you're like watching and looking around, and Lorcan's healing Varia and Kato, and Voight's, I don't know, looking at Colin, and Colin's like, I swear to God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die again. It's fucking fine, Jesus Christ.
Let's
You-
go mention Colin. I love it.
You notice that birds are like watching you, and then as you like look at them, both of you, like anyone who's got a high end of passive, as soon as you look at the bird like flies up.
what type of bird is it?
You don't recognize them. They're like sort of similar to this. I mean, depends on your bird knowledge, isn't it? You in bird lore as well as do you share that with Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny?
Yes, why not?
Okay, let's make it a character thing.
I think I've had a lot of like
check at advantage for birds.
You sit in the carriage. Here's a book. I'm like, oh, bloody love books.
100%. Roll advantage for nature bird check.
Okay, so that's 6 or that's 10.
Oh no, that's not good enough.
Like, is it a black bird? Is it a big bird? Is it?
It's colourful. It's green and yellow again, but you can't tell. Like maybe because it's got the shape of maybe a raven, but it's green and yellow, which means it's not a raven.
No,
like
I know
this
that.
does not compute.
Ravens are black.
And it like that, and it's kind of just gone too fast for you to get a good inspection. You feel like with a keen eye, like you'd have had more time. You don't know what that fucking bird was. Yeah.
I know.
What do you guys want to do? You check watches. It's
I want to go, bud.
22 hours and 10 minutes left.
I want to move.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a through this door? Is there a way to go?
Yeah. There's still like you've still got Alex's map to the center
yes.
of this.
I'd turn to Ilex. Ilex, where next?
Lift up. Okay, I think it's this way. Is the eye patch still sort of dragging me along, or it just?
Yeah, you can fit. Like it's one of those things that you feel like because you've drawn the map, you know that you have to go around the labyrinth maze, but it's telling you to go straight. Like if it had its way, you'd be going through the hedge.
It makes sense because the exit's there, and it's like, well, a bit like I learnt with the puzzle. Sometimes straight route, straight through, break through, and I'm like,
Just cut through.
it's simple.
I mean, I have X.
Right. Perhaps it's an option. How far away is the exit, Alex?
How far away is the exit?
You feel like it's pretty close, like 2 or 3 thickets away.
I think it's pretty close, about 2 or 3 thickets away.
Well,
And yet
you
your
want
map-
me to hit it, or we keep going with this puzzle?
You can
solving?
try push your way through the thicket looks like you could push your way through, but like Kato found out, it's a bit thorny.
And
I'm
maybe
not touching it with my
Can't hold
hand.
in it though.
the hedge might
No,
get
but like
angry.
as if you wanted
Yeah.
to force your way through. Like if you wanted to like take a running leap at this thicket and just through it, you probably could.
Why would I do that when I could slice through it?
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you wanted to run through it, you could. If you want to slice through it, you can as well.
I would just say I've got a feeling that maybe the hedge might attack you back based on what's happening here.
Okay, we move through doors, but whatever you want to do, I'm happy to follow lead of people who are thinking more about this than I am. I'm thinking about the end result.
You can totally try. If you want to have like a go at hacking and through it, go for it.
DM?
I'm saying
Stop
this
that.
as like... Try it.
Smile.
No.
Friendly smile.
Okay, I get Kato to take us.
No, he's so cute.
Roll an AC. Roll attack roll for me.
Roll an AC.
12.
And it's slashing damage, isn't it, scimitar?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Yeah. 12 points of damage. Kato, like, Lorcan just says, nods, or how do you direct Kato to attack?
Yeah. Kato, give it a slash.
Yeah, Kato just like pulls out the scimitar and goes like that, and like almost instantly, there's like a genuine, like, decent gap in this thing.
Nice.
Oh.
I mean,
Well, that was
keep
strange.
Oh,
going.
DM, you're gonna kill us all with a
I am.
bush. Come on, guys, a bit more trust.
I'm not
He kind
having
of
a
looks
good
at
week.
me. Sorry.
I'm not having a good week.
So yeah, Kato looks at me. I'm kind of quite excited, I think. I'm like, I just give him a nod to keep going.
Yeah, so roll again for another attack.
That one's an 18.
Yeah, in like another like this was horizontal, in a vertical like hack, like a decent halfling sized section of the thicket is like now open. Like Agnes, Kato, and Lorcan could easily pass through. Voight will have to crouch. Alex will have to crouch. Varia will have to like shuffle like in and pass through. But yeah,
It's
Okay.
not going to attack you if you want to try and.
Yeah, I'm
bigger hole.
gonna just slice through. Make an attack
Yeah.
roll.
no, it's like if you're attacking the area that's open,
Yeah.
you got this. You just
Right.
fuck it up.
I just fuck it up.
Yeah, you carve like there's like an extra. How tall's Kato?
Kato's like, I don't know, like 3'3", something like that.
So yeah, let's say there's about like 6 foot left. You just hack that 6 foot down, and you could all just trudge along the thicket. Yeah, roll a dex check. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so you guys make your way through the like next layer of thicket.
I sadly put the map back in my pocket. And I was like,
I'd like puzzle solving. Thank you for opportunity to flex different muscles.
Okay, so you're at another thicket.
I say we keep going with this method. Time is of the essence.
Keep slicing through.
Right? So,
Yeah, again.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like it's just this is what you're going to be doing for a while. So yeah, you start hacking through. This is like a bit quicker, like than walking all the way around. So in about 10 minutes, at 22 hours left, you're at what Alex thinks is the final layer. Like a little further down, you can see there's a door, but you don't have to fucking. There's a fucking thicket.
Or is there?
It's a thicket.
Oh.
how's the eye patch feeling, Alex?
Better now for being closer to its target.
I think the eye patch was a bit upset that we were taking too long, but it feels better now.
Okay, keep going. Let's go.
Yeah, you spend like another like minute or so just like hacking away through this thing,
Here's Varia.
and
Yeah.
you brilliant. And you pass through, and there's just this wonderful garden. There's like very like pristine little bush walkways where you can walk along, and then there's like rose bushes and like different plants, all with different sort of like blossoms and flower heads. Trees kind of sweep down. You like notice that the thicket behind that were these big trees that almost like give perfect shade for the heat. So as you're walking through, like you get this wonderful like coolness to it. But as you like start to get in, you can hear something, and you look to the nearest tree, and as you sort of like get past it from the thicket, you can see a hand clawing out from inside of it. And as you turn to get further around the tree, you can see that there's someone embedded within the tree. The branch is similar to how the doorways had twisted round to create this door, have twisted round to entrap this creature. A branch holding its mouth together, a tiefling just embedded in a tree. But the worst thing that you notice is that it's not just holding them in by their body, but through their body. Like their hand has got a branch emanating through the middle, hooking it into the tree. And there are other ports in its body that have been penetrated by plant life. And it looks at you just in pain.
I'm going to go over to it, grab hold of the hand, and cast Phase Step to teleport backwards using my Elder and Springtime ability to bring a creature with me. This is what I'm going to try and do, and pop myself and it out of the tree, or pop it out of the tree.
Yeah. They drop to their knees, and there's like still like holes in them, but it seems like they've healed around it. Like they've kind of like you've taken them out of the tree, but they're not bleeding or anything. They've just kind of got those like gaping holes in their body and in their hands. They look at you with
Swiss cheese
like,
tiefling.
Swiss
cheese tiefling.
tiefling. 100%. Yeah, they look at you. They're like, "Thank you."
Are you okay? Are you're full of holes?
They get up and they just start sprinting out the thicket that you've just come in.
Well, they're sprinting back out through the holes
Yep.
we've just cut.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Chase.
Right.
If no one else will. Anyone fast?
Are you going after them?
Yeah, I'm going to tear after them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Keto and Larkin and Keto would follow as well then.
I'm not fast enough for this.
I will have to stay behind for the moment.
Sweet. So the three of you chase after it, after them. Are you shouting anything, or are you just like giving chase?
I think "Stop, motherfucker" is the war cry of the noble.
Is that just like that's? Yeah, you're just shouting at them, aren't you? Really, more than anything.
Yeah,
Are you trying to persuade them?
Am I trying to persuade? Perhaps I'm trying to intimidate them.
Okay, yeah, intimidate. Yeah,
They're a
roll
motherfucker
intimidate.
that you want to stop.
Oh,
With a 21.
what's the vibe? Like, what are you kind of suggesting? If they don't stop.
They should stop. That we're not. They just
Stop or I'll shoot.
I guess
Sure,
that's all they want at the
sure.
moment.
Yeah, I mean, like, is it like an intimidating, like, stop, I am your
Freeze.
mother, freeze right now, or is it like,
Maybe
stop, or I'm gonna
maybe
blow
I've got
your
the shotgun.
fucking
Oh, I'll fire the shotgun in the air as well. Which, if they don't know what that is, might just be confusing. But
So as you release a shell, the tiefling just like stops and like just like puts their hands up covering their head, their horns like kind of getting in the way. Yeah.
freeze down on the floor, motherfucker.
Yeah, they press their purple face into the ground, just like hands splayed. You can see they're wearing like very like unkept leather armor. As you get closer, you can notice that they smell a lot of like flowers rather than like a humanoid. That maybe they've been kept fresh with like lavender and things like that.
Okay. We don't mean you any harm, but we really appreciate just a little bit of knowledge. What are you running from?
I mean, Trajan?
I don't know who that is. Could you? Someone keeping you here? Who put you in the tree?
Trajan.
Okay. We're quite strong. You're quite alone. Perhaps we might be able to look after you.
They like lean over, like looking at you, like, I'll be honest, the last people that said they'd look after me gave me a Draydon. So,
Okay, then we've got a trust issue. I understand. That's understandable. I will offer my hand to sort of pull them up.
they like take the hand and they like get up, and as they get up, they're looking at you like, "You're not from me, are you?"
From here? No. From a bright and glittering other place where sushi comes in little bowls when... Never mind, it's not the time.
We came here to try and take someone away from this place.
Me?
Well, you are not the person we were looking for, but perhaps you could...
Yeah, no, I'm totally the person you're looking for. Yeah.
What is your name?
What's your prisoner number?
Prisoner number? Like, who are you looking for?
Well...
Looking for a being called Odin.
That's me. I'm Odin.
Unfortunately, we know what Odin looks like, so
What's he look like?
maybe a different Odin. Perhaps if you helped us find the one we're looking for, we could all leave together.
Well, what's he look like? Maybe I can help then.
Have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
No.
He throws lightning and has damaged eye or perhaps an eye patch.
Right. Human.
I believe he looks human at least.
Old? Young?
Yeah.
Yes, he is old.
What colour hair?
White, long beard.
Long beard, right. They, like, suddenly their form starts to shift into a old man with a white beard, long hair, and missing an eye, and they're like, "It's me, Odin, you found me."
Can I roll insight on their sudden transformation?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
I mean, just to be... Oh, thank
Swear to
you.
God, if it's as simple as this.
I rolled a 10. Am I convinced that this is...
You
Odin?
know full well this fucker's just cast disguise self on himself.
Okay.
Alright, take me away. I don't know my prisoner number. Do I need it?
Because I'm irritated, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the creature.
Yeah, as you do it, their like form just shifts back into this purple tiefling, and they're like,
Voight, I don't think this fucker's going to help us. Let's go. And I just start walking away back towards everybody else.
Sorry.
"You're not gonna
Come on.
You're not gonna take me back with you." Fuck.
Sorry, mate.
They like as you're leaving, they like look from left to right, and then just pick a direction and start walking that way.
Follow Lorcan back.
Yeah, so you guys head back into the garden.
I mean, I was kind of hoping you would call the bluff, but never mind. Fuck it.
Oh, you thought he'd follow us?
Well, I was hoping, but
Right. Do you think he could have been any help? No?
honestly, I think it was more hassle than it was worth.
Fine. Yeah.
Very fucking accurate. You enter back into the garden and start to make your way forward. There are more of these prisoners in these trees again, but of all different shapes now. Like you, funnily enough, first thing you met was a tiefling, but then you start to see like bugbears, and then like weirder creatures, like a salamander, and an azure, which is like a dwarf but made out of like fire and metal.
And that's not burning the tree, that's just still
No.
contained.
No. Some of them seem like inert. There's one of a gorgon, but their snakes have been like turned on themselves using the roots, and you can see that they're petrified and stuff.
Wow. Okay. So tree's not friendly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you make your way deep.
The person that just ran away, Daden, did they mention someone? Was that the person's name? Did I say that right?
Yeah. Daedrin.
In your reading, Agnes, Alex, did the name Daden come up at all?
Not that I recall, although Alex, perhaps you were in there a lot longer than I was. So I got bored. But you're much better at reading than I am. So did you...
Kind of stuff at
Did
the
you pick up on
compliment.
anything?
You're like, I am good at reading, you're right.
The name wouldn't have come up in the reading.
Can I do any of them look like they might be willing to talk?
They're all gagged with this kind of like root.
Yeah, but if like looking at them or just using my ridiculous insight, like if I was able to get if I was to be able to let them talk, basically chop the bit of wood out, that is there one that I'm like, that one looks like they'd be a bit more cooperative?
Highs or lows?
Highs.
No, unfortunately, as you look around, I rolled a 1. As you look around, there are more beasts now. Like
Okay.
There was an intelligent one, that humanoid, that seemed to have like some modicum of intelligence. These seem more like beasts of burden, or just like monsters that are either like turned against themselves, like the Gorgon that's been petrified, or are like they would be thrashing about if they had any life in them. Now they seem to have been like defeated. Like it's kind of like you have no idea how long they've been here, and you get, with your passive insight, you get a feeling that they've been here a long time. And Carceri is a place for prison. Like, this seems like an awful place to be imprisoned. I would say that each tree is like majestically decorated with like, again, flowers and things like that. So it is like a walk. It's like a nice little walk, but with each ornament are just these trees with people like hanging out of them.
Hello. Passing through, not from here.
You start to get to the center where it starts to open up even more, and there's like a rock face with a bit like a tiny like miniature waterfall falling down that's creating like a little bit of a moat that goes around this entire circle, and it's a big space. It's like 100 foot wide, and at the rock face you can see, especially those of you who have got like a good perception, but Alex, from the eye patch, there's a prisoner embedded in the rock, very similar to the way that everybody else is with the roots, and that's the eye patch is dragging you straight to that person there. With everybody who's got a keen eye can see from the sort of vision that you've seen before, Lorcan, and the one that was shared with you guys by Villefort, you can see the beard, the longer hair now, and this like once strong body is now emaciated and like penetrated with these vines. And in front of them is somebody with a hand up, sort of waving them with like magical influence, and they're tightly robed, with almost like these wraps of yellow and green that drape down, and they're like stark bleach blonde hair spiking up with what seems to be like a green metal crown arcing from the front of their face. And as you enter this moat area, they turn to you. Sorry,
as we enter, as soon as I spot this person, I look at Kato. Kato, hide. Nod towards the forest.
Yeah, Kato like hides in a bush. Can you roll a stealth roll for me, please?
Yep. 13.
13, you said?
Yeah.
Can I add advantage, because this is one of those things that we've worked together for ages? And add advantage by going...
Oh!
Yeah.
Damn it. Am I too late? I should have cast Pass Without a Trace.
Ooh. Yeah, you know.
Too late, I think.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And also, I don't want you to waste the spell. You might need. But yeah. So, would you say give it advantage? Because
yeah, we've worked together before. I would know that Lorcan. This is the ace up Lorcan's sleeve, basically, and being able to distract. Yeah. I'm huge.
Distract, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. To be a distraction.
So how do you distract to give advantage to Kato?
So if Kato's going one way, I will be like going the other way and just like do a big sneeze or like make a big noise. Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As you do so, the figure doesn't twitch at the sound, but like slowly turns a smiling face at you, and you can see that it's a youngish half elf. Like they look about Alex's age, and they move their hand away from Odin's temple and turn to you, looking like straight towards Varia, and they say, "Who has come to see Drayden the Bright?" And they raise their hands up, like expecting applause.
How far away are they? You're all clapping? Wow.
Well, I mean, it's polite. Maybe.
I would clap, but no hands,
They start to like close the distance between you all. Can
I check?
It's like 100 feet, so they are like.
Did that give me advantage on the stealth?
Yes. So roll advantage, please.
Nice. So it's now 22.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, Anna Varia.
Of course.
They look at you all smiling, and they say, "What have you brought me?"
We have some rations, some.
I think I've still
Maybe
got
some
some
beer
brandy.
in there? I'm not sure.
I've got some brandy in
Yes,
my bag.
yes.
Yeah.
Agnes has brandy.
Their
lot.
face drops. They sort of like move about to the side, like no longer walking towards you, sort of like arcing off towards like another side. And you can see that there's like a little table and things like set out, and you notice like shinies, like nice gems and coins, and like what seem to be scrolls and manuscripts and swords. And they like walk over and they start like playing with the hilt of a sword, and they're like, "Well, Doldolf said he would send something better for my help."
What is Doldolf?
You recognize Doldolf, Agnes, as the Vampire Lord.
Yes.
Have I pronounced that right?
Dolof, yeah.
Doldolf, sorry. Doldolf.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Dolof?
Yes, you're his, aren't you? Unless he sent me you. And then he
I
looks at
haven't
you
been
like
sent.
almost hungrily.
No, not currently anyone's.
Items then.
But like I say, there's plenty of brandy in my bag. I believe I've got a small roll of parchment as well, should you wish for it. Let's see. And she's going to go through her entire bag, tip it out on the ground. I've got a blanket, a block of incense. The list goes on. Anything take your fancy. Just
As
say.
the list does go on, you notice there's a very clear look of displeasure striking across the young man's face.
Could I just cast Eyes of the Grave again to detect undead?
Yeah, so your eyes like flash white and there is no undead in this. Oh, actually, like maybe off in a corner there's like a vampire like attached to like some tree. Like their fangs are like wonderfully arched over some tree.
Oh wow!
I will glare towards the tree
Yeah.
in displeasure.
But as you're like glaring with that same intense hatred you have for the undead, you can see that color sort of coming across Drayden's face, looking at you waffling on.
So how long have you been working with Dolof?
I do not work for or with. They beg.
How long
Sorry?
have you been begging with Dolof?
The man starts to like make a decent pace towards you, Varia, and they are smaller than you, but the presence that they have as they get like up to your tusk, as they like touch it, and they're like, I do not have ivory yet.
I don't understand. This joke? This threat? We don't have any beef with you.
What have you brought?
Were we supposed to bring something?
Are you not with Doldolf?
We are not.
No, we're here for the one in the wall.
Again, like uncomfortably close, like Voight, and they're like looking at your shotgun, like, you're here for the wall.
Yes.
Now he's a very precious pretty. You'd have to give me something very, very precious. And they're literally like looking you up and down like a snack.
No, I don't think we have anything for sale, unfortunately. I think what we'll do is we'll take the person in the wall and we'll leave.
They smile at you. Really?
Yes, I do.
Well, my question is why this person belong to you? What you cannot just say we want something and not be more specific. If it's trade, then trade. But understandably, we can't reason with someone who doesn't want to trade.
They go right up to Alex and they're like, trade.
What do you want? Go on.
They sniff your coat and they're like, this would suit me, do you not think? And they show you like their green like robes.
I think
Quite daintily, almost like a
it's nice.
ballerina.
Ah.
Also, sort of like, because I have a whole thing about not being sure what type of half-elf I am. Is there a similarity to the sort of the build and the ears and the...
In terms of like similarity to you, not so like half elf wise, yes. Like they've got smaller ears and things like that. But in terms of like closer to elf, I think Voight would probably have more of a. This kind of looks like a spring Eldarin kind of elf more than anything. Like they seem to have like this life about them. This clearly like they've influenced a lot of life around here. You don't recognize them though. You're like out of all the Archfey, and you've met quite a few in the Apocalypse. You've not heard of this one.
Oh, but do I get the sense that this is an Archfey? Or like that kind of...
But you're like, if like
Not just like an ordinary...
really powerful, but like they're half elf.
Right.
Doesn't add up.
Okay. Would I know enough to be intimidated? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're intimidated by somebody like this, then maybe I think that's up to you. Like,
no, Voight has seen way too much shit to be intimidated by a person in green robes with an attitude. But...
yeah, they're a bit like big for their boots and not really showing any reason why.
Yeah, I don't even understand the situation yet. So,
but they look at Alex and they're like, the coat. They look at Kato and they're like, the sword. They look at.
Did they look at Kato?
Do they look at Kato?
Oh, sorry, no. Kato's hidden. Thank you very much. Thank you. They look at Varia. They're like, the stone. They look at Voight. They say, the pretty shotgun.
Oh.
And then, the pretty pipe. They say they don't know what a shotgun is. The pretty pipe. And they look at Agnes and they're like, they just shake their head.
They don't want the sandals.
And they say, the eye patch.
Sorry, all of those? Is that the agreement?
Or
They put their hands
one
up.
of them.
I take it when they said eye patch, they pointed to Odin's eye patch, not...
Yeah, they point to Odin's. Oh yeah, actually, and then they go, and the dog.
I'm not part of any deal. I'm not property to be given up.
They smile.
I
And
smile
like-
back.
Yeah, they just hold out their hands for the items.
You want all of those things for someone in a wall?
Is he not important to you?
Not as important as you call him the dog.
Yes.
Boy, my.
Then you may leave.
No. No, bless. No, we're going to take the person in the wall.
So you don't want to leave?
No. I know.
We
it's
will leave
complicated.
after we've taken them.
Yes.
As you say that, thickets start to grow from behind you, and covering your exit is now a 10-foot thicket. And they look at you and they're like, oh, you're not leaving. And they step back a little bit, and their form starts to get larger as their neck starts to elongate and their backs cracks and two wings sprout out and their head starts to snout as their skin turns green and scaly, and one claw falls down, another claw falls down, and a full young green dragon is staring at you.
Here we are back again! Come on, Lorcan!
Yeah, that's where we're in the session, guys.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Amazing.
Put in the code to go, it's you! It's you! Oh, it would have looked good on you, actually, yeah. Oh, well.
I'm just good you guys didn't hand over the items. Fucking well done, guys. That was so much fun. Brilliant.
That was
Yeah.
mean, James. Let's give them nice things and then make them give up the nice things. Giving them, like... Let's see what you did there.
I was hoping to get you guys, but you guys are too clever for me. Too clever. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for everyone for joining us and being part of this, this madness that we call life and D&D. It's been good fun. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday from 6 p.m. GMT, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate will run until the end of June 2021, and on Tuesdays we are playing Escape from Carceri, which is us, 7 p.m. GMT, 11 a.m. PT until mid-May 2021. Yeah, we're gonna be playing from fucking 7 p.m. till 12 noon.
All night long.
Yeah,
Right.
It's a 4-part show, but it's long days. All of our shows are streamed with twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg and often hosted at twitch.tv/D&D. You can find all of our content archived on youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all our shows available everywhere. Search for Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Patreon Club. There'll be a link in chat now, so do join them. Every penny helps make all this great content and have all these wonderful players with us. Big thanks again to our sponsors at Hero Forge, Ultra Pro and Elderwood Academy, all our spotters from D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. We're all over social media as Roll Together RPG, and I guess we've been Escape from Carceri. We're going to fight a dragon next week. See you then.
Bye.